It's clobbering time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Clobberanimo!
The dang man, the ring me, wants to get a rope and hang me. It's a little too early to be that loud. Hey, too late. Welcome by the Clobbering Times. Issue number, whatever it is. Wee. There you go. I don't know what issue number it is. Clobby's Clubhouse number, we. That's it. It's number 4. We indeed. Yes. 2 weeks.
Wasn't it 52? 53?
It's 50. Yeah, 53. As far as we know. We're not keeping track, really, folks. So someone
we did have a numbering error at one point.
And we did, thanks to you pointing it out to me. That was my fault. I'm just kidding. Blame the engineer,
Poor
folks.
Mark.
Blame the engineer.
I heard I got blamed for stuff even when I was not here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know, but you did.
That's classic.
Would you like to know why you get blamed for everything?
Yeah.
Here's the reason.
That explains it.
That's pretty much right. That's why.
That's exactly why.
Yeah. Welcome, my friends. Well, welcome everybody to Clobby's Clubhouse on Clobberin Times. Which, of course, if I were this with the old blog rock talk radio, as I say, hey, everybody, this is the ever-loving brown-eyed thing. Clobby. Oh, well, I didn't say Clobby back then. That is a revising.
You say brown-eyed?
Yeah, well, because I'm not blue-eyed. I'm brown-eyed. I have ugly brown eyes. I don't have wonderful blue eyes like Benji. I have ugly brown eyes.
Aww.
So anyway,
Don't
it's
say
okay.
that.
The rest of me's ugly too, but I'm a rock.
You are not ugly. Shut up.
I can prove it. I have the
Shin
receipts.
kicks. Shin kicks.
Don't make me go on camera and prove it. Anyway, welcome everybody. Listen, to Clobbering Times, which comes at you from the Baxter Building basement, which is secretly located on the Isle of Misfit Toys and solely owned and operated by the Legion of Doom, over which I preside as Supreme Commandant and Absolute Ruler. The reason why I went back to that old thing I used to do all the time on BTR is because Mr. Bass, the director of all this Rankin and Bass things, such as which contain the Isle of Misfit Toys and many others, like the Monster Party and the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, all that stuff that gentleman passed this past weekend. So I thought I would bring out my old we're all from the Isle of Misfit Toys, folks.
Aww.
Oh, I should grab my illustrated Hobbit book to show from the movie.
From which movie?
From the Rankin and Bass Hobbit movie.
Yeah, you never know. You could.
That'd be good to show. Yeah.
Only show note we really have, because Nicholas, of course, will not have the comic book shop talk tomorrow night. But we will have Saturday Night Star Trek. Yes, 4 more episodes of Deeply Space 90 for your approval, and then of course Mark, who has a lot of videos and short vids on his channel, will have The Geekery Sunday night, 10 p.m.
coming back.
Eastern.
Yep.
Return of the Geekery this Sunday night.
Thank you. Yep.
And so, everyone, I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. Before we start our shout outs, I want to shout out to the most wonderful first officer in the fleet, my beautiful, fantastic number one, R.M. Briggs. Hello there, Commander.
I love you. I love you. Thank you for that warm welcome. It's so great to be here amongst friends. I love you all very much. Hail to Mark D with the C. I'm so happy you are on the mend because you were missed. And there was even a gremlin in the machinery when you weren't here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that when we started the show last week, I didn't get to see any of the intro material? I didn't think it was running. I thought we lost Clobby again. I was like, oh no, come back, Clobby. And to my captain, my captain, how I love you. One of my best friends in the whole wide wee world. Love, love, love you. Let's do it.
Back at you. Glad you're here, ripping, raring to go. And always we're welcome back from his away nation. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old YouTube channel that you laughed about.
Oh.
Well, the dreams that remains that you've hung around and whatever all-time stuff. I can't remember the lyrics.
Mr. Carter.
Who'd have thought they'd need you? I'm sorry, everybody.
Mr. Carter.
I love Welcome Back, Carter. All right, welcome back, Mark D.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Still
there where we need you. Well, we tease him a lot because we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Sorry. Sorry, everybody, that you had to endure that. That's what happens at the clubhouse. Boom, and everyone left. Sorry.
No.
With us tonight, of course, is Phantom outside. There was a man. There was a big man. Hello there, buddy.
Is man.
Still is. Of course, we can't go out and sing hello to our fantastic wrenches first. Of course, the great. Is Eric K here? I can't look at the chat. Okay.
He's here. He's here.
We shout him out even when he isn't because he's great. He's a good friend, the great Eric K, the bronze wrencher. Hey,
even
buddy.
if he's not in the chat officially, you know he's in the chat.
He's with us in spirit no matter what.
We love you. And hey, what you got cooking? Tell me what you got cooking.
Yeah, buddy. Good to see you. Where? Oh, sorry. And of course, the great Vindicator Wrench of the North, Chris Persia.
Baby! Hello. Hi,
Always
sweetheart.
great to see you, old chum. Thank you for being here. Thanks for all you do. Oops. I'm having some. Oh, okay. And I don't know if he's here, but I'm just going to shout the three wrenches out no matter what because they do so much for us. The great Wrench of Iron, D-Bud Martin. Is he here? I don't know if he's here, but he's here in spirit even when he's not because we love D-Bud. He's a good
Kisses for faces all the way around. All three faces.
We have the greatest batch of fantastic my chat jumped on me of wrenches there, so they're fantastic. Also with us tonight, of course, let me move the chat back. Sorry, we got the great J-Man. What's up, my brother?
J-Man.
J-Man is here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Let's see here. Please go to his channel and please subscribe. And he does really cool stuff. He's got I think is it tomorrow night, maybe Friday? He'll let us know for sure. He's got another comparison show. It's going to be Star Crash versus Galaxina.
Ooh.
I hope I'm around to be able to watch that because that's really cool.
Also, buy his books and his wife's poetry books. His wife is an award-winning poet here in Canada. So when you follow him to YouTube, make sure you follow him to Twitter and support him because he's a very kind person and smart and funny and talented.
Absolutely. And by the way, you can compare the movies all day long, son, but nobody's hotter than Carolyn Monroe. Ooh, we talked about her a lot last night. Oh my, I love her. That is
boom shakalaka.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much felt like Wayne was like, she's magically babelicious. She will be mine. Oh yes, she will be mine. To quote Wayne again. All right, Palames Benyon
and the pepperoni. That's right.
Puppy. I hope the puppy and you are doing well, Palames. Indeed. Lemon Pie, hello there, welcome.
Lemon Pie.
Gwagnar's here.
Gwagnar.
Brian Hepburn, hail, my friend.
Hi, Brian.
Kal-El, Super Buddy. Good to see you, bro.
The Real Soup, Stephen M.
Indeed. Classic Comics. Hello, my friend. And I had a good time hanging out with Classic Comics, talking with him on his show last Sunday night. Good to see you, buddy. Decepticon, what's up, my brother? All right.
Sean.
Great friend of the show and a great fellow. Always
Sean.
good to see you, Sean. You're the man, buddy. Good to see you. Shooter 8323. Good to see you. Always good to see the shoot. Hungry to remember what decent sleep was like. You sound worse.
Oh, no.
You sound like Minimus. He can't get any sleep lately. Get your ass to sleep.
You just watch some New Who. And
watch Andor.
That just put me to.
She won't do it.
No, New Who will infuriate you. Watch something that'll just put you to sleep.
That put me to sleep the last 2 nights. Yeah.
What, Andor will put your ass to sleep though.
Yeah. I should try that next. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. So I hope you get some sleep there, Hungry Boy. I hope Minimus needs to get his ass some sleep too.
Minimus.
Let's see. Your Muslim uncle. Hello there, my friend.
Hello. Nice to see
hey.
you.
Good to see you there, sir. Hang on. Let me get. I know we got more. I know we got more.
We do.
Maddie's daddy, the great Steve Mitchum.
Steve
hey, bro.
Mitchum's here. And guess who else is here?
I'll find out unless you tell me. Unless you spoiler me, go ahead.
Hurry! Get.
No. I'm just teasing. Go ahead and tell me.
Michael's here from Retro Blasting.
By the way, that they have, for those who don't know, if you haven't seen any Retro Blasting videos, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Please go over there and subscribe to them. But I don't.
What's wrong with you?
I love.
You haven't seen Michael's videos. What's wrong
what
with
is
you?
wrong with you? But I love the Retro Blasting theme. I probably never even told him. I said, "Man, it's catchy. It gets. I still. I think I hear it in my head a lot. Right? I won't dare sing it to you, buddy, because I love you too much to do that to you. But I love that Retro Blasting theme, and I hear it all the time. I'm sure those of you who are fans of the channel know what I'm talking about. Trevor Cunningham, welcome.
Trevor.
Some weirdo named Mark D with a C. Somebody bounce that guy out of the chat.
Yeah, bounce that weird engineer. Yeah. Oh, the guy with all those silly toys and junk.
Yeah, the toy, dude. Toys. What are you? 12?
You're 12. Yeah. I wish I was 12. I'm gonna go back in the toy store and ask my mom for $5,000 to buy out the whole aisle. Mom, I can sell it for a big profit in 30 years. Yeah. No, but yeah.
Sean, look, dude. I don't want to spoiler anything about your Star Crash versus Galaxina. We'll see who wins that, but no chick beats Carolyn Monroe. Not Marilyn, Carolyn from the 7. Oh my God. We talked about that last night. We talked about that rather indelicately last night. Almighty Sports Show, my old friend from the old BTR days. What's up, bro?
Nice
Good to see you, man. Dude, just keep your head up, man. Those Browns will get it together one of these years, brother. I know you're probably not having a great year, but whereas some people here have a team that's 5-2, like Mark. And it's Giants.
5-2.
5-1, right?
No, 5-1. Come on, 6-1.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
6-1. That's right.
Don't short me a win. Yeah, it's been a long time since we beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. So
that's right. That's true. Twice. Ezra Goldstein. Hello there. Shalom to you.
Ezra, nice to see you. Shalom, friend.
Yeah, indeed. Ironhide 84. Hello there, my friend. Welcome. JD Lewis, old buddy, good to see you there. Claude always good to see you, man. Claude Salling is here as well. Dave G. Sound, hello there. I hope you're feeling better, my friend.
Dave G. Sound.
Michelle O'Rourke Johansson, my dear. Hello. Good to see you.
I know you're back in the chat, but I'm going to interrupt because Eric K just gifted 5 Clobbering Times memberships.
Thank you, Eric.
On the screen, so
sweetheart.
Thank you, Eric. That's 5 memberships. Any of you out there, please feel free to avail yourself of those.
That's very generous.
You were too kind, Eric K. Thank you so much, man.
Tim Stock's here.
Tim Stock on your left.
On your left.
Tim Stock.
I don't think he means that politically, though.
If you don't know how to redeem those memberships, don't be afraid to ask. We have some very smart people here, geeks and nerds, who can help you.
Retro Blasting pays me the ultimate compliment. It says that's funny. Appreciate the kind words, Mike. I'm here for my entertainment. Well, I hope I never disappoint you, brother, and I can't wait to have you back on, man. So thanks for the regular solos from my yeah, production exhausted because man, his productions are so incredible, so brilliant that he just they're so well produced. I wish I knew how to do that. I mean, I really do. I envy this man for his brilliance with his production and
Retro they look like movies. Yeah, they look like movies. That's remember watching some of the first videos, like wow, these are slick and look great. I'm like, I wish I could do that too, but
yeah, they're really incredibly well made, Michael. And he's my idol. He knows he's my idol. I don't, but he won't. It embarrasses him to say that. So but still, he's the man, and a great friend. And I love Melinda too. I love Melinda out there. Let's see, who else we got? I think we got everybody. Yeah, we just goof around at the clubhouse, folks. We don't want, we got some stuff to get to. Don't worry. But I think we got everybody now. Anyone else?
I'm gonna go run to see if I got that Rankin Bass book handy because we should
show
that later.
Yeah.
Well, I'll walk slowly.
You can set it up for later. You're cool.
Just
we'll
walk.
do it after.
Yeah.
Because we could
be right back. Yeah.
I could do a tripwire, and then we could do sci-fi movies, or we could do sci-fi movies first to ease that into the
Hungry Boy. I think once voted for Trip Boy first.
Yeah, do Tripwire.
Did he really?
Tripwire.
I don't think he wants Tripwire. Well, it'll be quick because there's only one.
Yeah, well,
and then
I'll be back.
We have our recurring segment, everyone. What's been going on? Michelle says, well, we could put we've got your pick on the screen. You mean that pick? You mean your Hungry? Will you ask Clobbering to put my pick on the screen for a moment? That pick you mean? Oh, our family cosplay. See my cosplay. I don't have it. So if I had it, I would be happy to put it up there, Michelle. So if I had your pick, I would certainly be happy to show that, Michelle. If you want to send a pick or something like that, or Hunger Boy has it, I'm certainly willing to oblige. So handle that, and we'll I'm going to knock Tripwire out really quick. Or no, we don't have to. We could do it later. What do you think?
I love Tripwire. Let's do it.
You hate it like Hunger Boy? Listen, everyone else, don't lie to me.
No, Tripwire was good last week.
Well, we're starting the top 10 this week.
Yeah, and so we can all actually be happy now. Well, it's kind of hard to screw up the top 10, and if they do, it will be more obvious than ever.
Well,
oh no, are you serious?
Hunger Boy, you haven't snuck a peek at the top number 10, have you?
He doesn't. If he tells you that he didn't look, he didn't. He's good.
Let's just knock it out because they only have so they can get this slow ass website. We'll go ahead and knock out number 10. For those who don't know, let me explain really quickly. Yeah, the clubhouse is it's a mixed bag. It's three of us here, so we like to cover a few things when we do our big clubhouse meeting. Raquel takes care of a lot of the Trek and the science fiction movies and stuff like that. Mark is on toys usually, and I handle comics. And we try to look like a blend of all the things that the Clobbering Times channel is about. Because Monday night's comics talk, Wednesday nights wide open to anything. We have Star Trek on Saturday nights, and the clubhouse we like to mix it up a little bit. And a little bit of the comic stuff we've been doing over the past year. One of the segments is the top Tripwire, a former magazine, now an internet rag, has a list called they've been doing it since about a year ago. Every month they would have a new entry, or give or take, every month. 101 top greatest Tripwire's 101 greatest comics artists of all time. For the past year, I've been very, very, how shall I say it, critical of the list.
But rightly so.
Is that a right? Well, yeah. I mean, well, it's all opinion. First, I'll see what my friend Retroblasting says.
Yes, I started a comment there.
He said, "Will you, Raquel, Mark, D, be interested in doing a special live stream with me on Retroblasting? I'm wanting to call Star Trek without context. If you are, I'll send you more details and PMs. I'm game. I can't speak for my friends here, but I would love to, Michael. You name the time, buddy.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yep, I would love to, Michael. I think that you are a very nice person, and it would be my absolute pleasure. We are. I speak for all of us when I say we are honored that you asked, and it would be our absolute pleasure.
Yeah, buddy, you got it. Absolutely, man. Excuse me, I was coughing. Yes, sir. And I'm honored that you asked, my friend. Thank you so much. You know what that means to me. Okay. Well, there's another request to put. I would be happy to put Michelle's picture up there, but I don't have it. Would I have to have it to put it up there? Right? Am I missing something? So if someone can get that picture to me,
it's best if you send it to the boss through Twitter.
Okay, there we go. She sent it to the email.
Okay.
I will give me a chance to get that. And we will show that in a few minutes there.
Better Twitter. Then he doesn't have to dig through stuff.
Well, I found it on the cosplay thing.
You found it? Okay, honey.
Yeah, I found it. So just a matter of me downloading it real quickly. Oh, that's very pretty. Is this art by you, Michelle? You can tell us that while I'm getting the picture. My computer's very slow, by the way, so I'm trying to capture that now.
You should have an engineer fix that for you. They usually
I don't know any. They like to change things.
Head desk. Engineers. They love to change things.
Yeah, my computer keeps asking if I want to upgrade to Windows 11. I'm like, no, please turn this off. Never update to Windows 11. Stop.
Indeedishness. Well, okay, let's see here. Let me get the picture up there, and I'm honored to have that. Michelle. Let me go ahead and get that for you. And then we'll do Tripwire. Then we'll get on to our science fiction. Oh, what's a truck dog? Look, truck dog approved overlay.
I just added that. I just changed things. Yep.
I like that.
Max Redstone.
We love
I believe it was Max Redstone that had done that. So yeah. So truck dog approved stream. Yep.
We love the puppy doggy. That's Polymine Minions puppy. For those who don't know, Simmy. Okay, let's see here, Michelle. Hang on one second. Finding it now. There we go. All righty then. Okay, everybody. This is the pic of our new friend, the lovely Michelle. Here we go. And this is artwork, I take it. Obviously. And tell us about this, Michelle. Art by Michelle of your self-portrait, I take it. That is beautiful.
Very nice.
I love it. Oh my goodness. You are an excellent artist, my dear. Fantastic. Love it. That's great. And did you say this was a cosplay, or I think she said, I gotta go back to see what she said. Did you say this was well, just tell us about it. Tell us what it is so we'll know what anything you want to say about it, put it in the chat right there and we'll read it. Michelle O'Rourke Johansson, everyone, who is obviously an excellent artist. Very nice.
Thank you for sending that.
Love it. Yeah, thank you for sending that. It's beautiful. I guess she's probably typing it now, letting us know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's tough to type as fast as
yes.
It's very hard.
Yes.
Especially if you're on your phone or if you're on a tablet, it's worse.
Right. Yep. That's right. Retro Blessing said, hey, Pod Racing Palpatine. She said, what you don't know is she's actually going to put that in her attic and it will age while she stays immortal. Because, see, we all know that Michelle is already like 200 or 300 years old. She, she's an immortal.
I didn't know Michael liked Oscar Wilde. It was very nice, Michael. Nice reference.
Yeah. Dorian. But so, yes, she's actually an immortal and she's chopped off the heads of many Highlanders.
Yikes.
Oh, okay. It's going to be, I got you. I'm sorry. Yes, it's going to be my cosplay for my birthday. Well, my dear, it is.
Happy birthday.
Beautiful art. Happy birthday for when you have your birthday there. And I really appreciate you sharing that with us. It's lovely. Nice. Now we're going to do Tripwire very quickly. And then we're going to get to our science fiction movies that Raquel has for us. She has science fiction movie homework that Hungry Boy gets her. Okay. Tripwire, again, to catch everybody up really quickly, in case you don't know, It's a mag that, and it's announced an online publication that when they've tried to make this list of the top 101 all-time greatest comics artists, except they didn't consult me.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. And retro look. Love it.
You got to put that up on the marquee. That's a very cute comment.
I love it. I'm a man of culture, Raquel, Wild, Tolkien, Tolstoy, Ninja 3, The Domination. Yes.
I don't think I've seen Ninja 3, The Domination. I'm not very well rounded,
cultured.
I guess. Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to say, and Mike, I hope we're still buddies, dude, but I don't think I've ever seen Ninja the Domination either.
You Philistines.
I hope you forgive me, buddy, but I've never seen it. I haven't seen. He did it. By the way, I still remember, if I'm remembering correctly, you did a fantastic panel on 80s ninjas at Dragon Con one year. It brought the house down. Everyone loved it. He and Melinda did that. It was
nice.
It was. You got to find that on. I don't know if it's on YouTube anymore, but J-Man, by the way, if you haven't seen that, you would love it. Hey, Problem Being, Probby. Avon lives.
Long time no see. Nice to see you.
Yeah, I love you, brother. It's good to see you. Avon lives. And hey, man, love that Doctor Who logo thing you did. That's incredible. I don't get to see Probby much anymore, but I got to hang out with him a little bit on our good buddy Dan Hadley's Type 40 podcast today. A lot of going on with Doctor Who these days. And we love Probby here. So good to see you there, my brother. I know it's late for you over there.
Yeah.
And no more Jody. He must be very upset.
No more Jody. He's just heartbroken. He's heartbroken, see? But I miss you. I miss you, Probby. So anyway, they have this list and they didn't consult with me. And each week I kind of bitch and moan about it. Not so much the people on the list. Let's be clear about this. I ain't no artist, even though Hungry Boy is. It's the placement. Now, Hungry Boy, I hope you're sitting down, brother.
Oh boy. No, I'm scared.
Now we're to the top 10. Okay. The top 10. First, let me say, the top 10. I mean, look, this guy at number 10 is a very well respected. This is no disrespect to a great older artist from the Golden Age. I truly admire that you do not see this as insulting of this comic book artist. It's not that. I have every respect for him. I know Hungry Boy respects him. But number 10?
Ruh-roh.
Okay, so here we go.
Pop's here. What? Pop Culture Republic.
Pop Culture Republic. Hey there. And after we do this, we'll get on to normal stuff. So hopefully this won't mess Hungry Boy up too much. Take care, Probby.
Good night, Probby. Nice to see you, honey.
Thank you for popping in, brother. Here we go. I guess let's get this over with. Number 10 is Alex Schomburg. Hungry Boy. I have every respect for Alex Schomburg. Max Redstone, what's up, bro?
Maximum Redstone.
I'm looking at the other screen, so let me know if he gives too much of a reaction. So, because I want to see his reaction. All right.
If he needs blood pressure medication.
Now,
Oh no.
Alex Schomburg.
Oh no.
Is he that bad? Alex Schomburg's a great artist, though. Well, yeah. All right, look, let's pay him his respects now. He didn't make the list. Okay. Alex
he hasn't
Schomburg
qualified his superfluous exclamation points quite yet. We have to wait for that.
Alex Schomburg is one of the greats of the Golden Age. I mean, and he was an excellent artist. I mean, it's fine stuff. And Snail Messiah, good to see you there, brother.
Hey, Snail Messiah, evening.
We respect the Golden Agers. Yeah, we respect the Golden Agers here. Yeah, Ironhide, it's high is all we're saying. It's high. Because I know Hungry Boy respects the older guys too. I mean, look, the Golden Age guys, he didn't really work. I mean, he did a lot of work. And look at this. It's great stuff. I mean, some of his covers, the Golden Age,
those are classic.
I love his work. But you have him above Joe Kubert, who was at number 11, for God's sake. Above George Perez and Gil Kane. We've talked about this. It's the, not that he's on the list. It's fantastic that he's on the list. He should be in this list. These are great covers.
What number would you put him at? Probably.
I mean, I would have him somewhere, quite frankly, in the 30s or 40s. And I don't mean because of the year.
Number 30.
Hey, Retro. Jim Ballant did not make anywhere on the list so far. If he's in the top 10, you never know. And I know you're kidding, but are you? Look, Jim Ballard, Masters Maniac Mexico. Good to see you, my friend.
Hey,
Jim Ballard is a pretty interesting artist, though, dude. You got to love his Catwoman. Whoa.
Triple M's here.
Good to see you, MMM. So this is number 10 from Tripwire. This list is going to get really interesting from 9 down. I loved him. Of course, he was one of the co-creators of the original Human Torch. Did a lot of Submariner comics.
Hungry Boy saying he would have put him at 45.
That's a fair cop. And he belongs in the top 100 for sure. I mean, the man was an extraordinary artist. And for his time, he got, like a lot of artists, got treated like garbage.
Ironhide 84 says the Stan man had some good things to say about Schomburg.
Yes, he did. Oh, look. This is every respect for him. But
great,
just right
great
here,
yeah.
He's at number 10. Above Joe Kubert, I don't think so. Above Wally Wood, I don't think so.
Wallace Wood is a very talented artist.
Above Steranko and Alex Raymond, no. Or Harvey Kurtzman, or even Walt Simonson, I just don't think so. That's all. Not a diss of the artist.
Above George Perez?
Yeah, I mean, this idiot list has George Perez at 46. They have no credibility.
Yeah, they did take a huge hit to their credibility as far as I'm concerned, putting Perez that low. That was just dumb.
Well, like Phantom Outsider said, that before that, the biggest travesty, Gil Kane at 54. Gil Kane's a top 10er, you jackasses.
Yeah, see, Fanti, he's been keeping score. And that's the thing, everybody says, oh, it's just opinion. But there are times when, a subjective opinion becomes an objective opinion, right? And when you're looking at things like, is Pavarotti a good singer or not? We know that he is because, the vast majority of people who hear him sing say he's, thrilling and incredible. And so when you're putting Kane so low and Perez so low, you can't really just chalk it all up to opinion. Some of it is, the fact that the public knows better. So drop the ball, guys.
It's terrible. Yeah, it's messed up. Let's see. Was it? I'm betting Frank Cho, Andy Park, J. Scott Campbell in the top 5. Ducks and runs. Retro. Well, Retro Blasting, I'm going to bet you that none of those guys will make the list, but I'm still betting you that the order is going to be, and for this next 9 are going to be top crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be really messed up.
JD's saying that the Tripwire list is just random word salad at this point.
Agreed. We'll be talking to them too. Well, now, folks, we have something a bit more delightful for you. Our wonderful first officer. I'm going to turn over the floor to Raquel because she's going to tell you what she's been doing for the past few weeks. You've all really been enjoying her reports on old classic science fiction movies. Our great friend Hungry Boy, hungry to remember what a decent sleep was like, has given her assignments, science fiction recommendations of films to watch. And we've got, 3 tonight?
Yes, I have 4 items for my segment, but yes,
okay.
3. It's not 3 films though, but it's 3 science fiction things that I think are worth your time. So yes, I do get some of my recommendations from Hungry Boy. All of my best recommendations come from Hungry Boy, but also as a communications and technology scholar, I have been using the algorithm to see how my aggregated data, how it shapes what it wants to show me, what it offers me up. You would like this movie. And so sometimes those are mixed in, sometimes more than others. And so I do have one item this evening that was created through aggregated data, through the algorithm in my Fire TV, which is, of course, everyone knows that's a place where that's a little device that you can use where you can bring all the streaming services together and also access the internet and YouTube. So tonight,
AI got to say, yeah.
The first item, and I do not speak German, so I would really like it if you could all please be very, very kind when I say the first item is a television show that I am now watching called Dein die fantastischen Abenteuer de Raumschiff Orion, which it just translates to Space Patrol, the fantastic adventures of the spaceship Orion. So I'll just add this to the stream.
Go for it.
And
by the way,
beautiful.
Michelle, Jim Lee was 83, just so you know.
Hello, Len. It's very nice to see you. Okay, so
hey, Lynn. Welcome, Lynn. Good to see you.
So this was suggested to me by Hungry Boy. Hungry Boy, as you all know, he materializes here anonymously, but he is a talented and known comic book artist, and he's also done some games. So he's a genius. He knows lots about fine art. He's also the official artist of CLOBBERIN Times. And he's also, he's done an incredible painting for my book. So he's also my official artist. And he's just very talented, really great opinions, very smart, funny, wonderful person. My friend, I love him. So he said, you know what, you're really going to love this show. I want you to give it a try. And so he sent me a link to this. And I believe I watched it on YouTube. And I'm going to read a little bit from Wikipedia so that you can all hear a little bit about this show. So yes, Space Patrol, the fantastic adventures of the spaceship Orion. And here we go. I'm just going to skip over all the German. In English, was the first German science fiction television series. Its 7 episodes were broadcast by ARD from September 17, 1966. Being a huge success with several reruns, audience ratings went up to 56% over the years. The series acquired a distinct cult status in Germany. Obviously, there's some rough writing there.
I've heard of this, by the way.
Yeah. Pardon?
I've heard of this, by the way.
Yeah. So obviously there's some stuff being lost in translation. The one that Hungry Boy sent me, it's English subtitles. So you have this added feature of not only are you watching science fiction that's really beautiful to look at, but you're also reading it. And of course, because I'm a reader, I really enjoy that. So this is the premise from Wikipedia. Again, this is German being translated to English, so the reading might be rough, and I apologize for that. In the series, nations no longer exist and Earth is united. Flying saucers such as Spaceship Orion are flown by humans, whilst the alien fly fighter jet-like aircraft. The titular ship of the series, Spaceship Orion, German, Raumschiff Orion, is portrayed as being a fast space cruiser, the newest starship in mankind's fleet and the fastest spacecraft ever created by humans. The show tells the story of Commander Cliff Alistair McLean, an Earth starship captain, and his loyal crew. He is Orion's commander in the developing war against an alien race called the Frogs, so called also in the German original. He is notoriously defiant towards his superiors. So that's all I'm going to say about this. Yes, so this is 1966. I don't know how many episodes it is. I think it's, oh, here it is. It's 7 episodes.
Only 7.
In season 1. I don't know if there are multiple seasons because Hungry Boy has sworn me to do as little research as possible so that I stop being an academic and I just enjoy myself. And that has been
fun once in a while.
Yes.
That's fun.
And it has been so wonderful. I love this show. I'm just going to call it Space Patrol, The Fantastic Adventures of the Spaceship Orion. Mm-hmm. I've only watched 1 episode, but I can tell you that this show is magnificent. The dialogue is wonderful. The characters are very, very strong characters, very strong stories. But I also have to tell you, I wish that it was just a little bit better quality the copy that I have access to. And because I'm a nerd and I'm not a geek, I really don't know how to articulate myself as far as that goes. I don't know how many of these films have made their way into digital, or nor do I understand that apparatus in detail. So I'm not going to pretend like I do. But the quality that I'm watching means that I don't get to enjoy the visuals, and you guys have to see the visuals. The visuals are outstanding. The ship inside, so beautiful. It reminds me of UFO, and you guys all know how I feel about UFO. This is very sexy science fiction. The interiors and the ships are beautiful, and there's one scene when you're in an area, I'm not going to give too much away and spoil it, and above you is a giant like aquarium like glass, and there are all these fish swimming above you, and it's just this is such a great show, and I just absolutely love it. It has all the sex appeal of UFO, so you have that sort of everyone's very sexy and cute, and it's nice, but then you also have this beautiful science fiction. And say hello, everyone. Please say hello to Brett Cohen. And boss, he sent you a wonderful gift.
Thank you so much, Brett Cohen, for the $10 I think that means Australian, is it? A super sticker. Mm-hmm. Brett, you're too kind. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Brett.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
It's a cute little doggy with a heart.
Thank you so much.
Oh, nice.
We appreciate you being here. Thank you. Great to see you.
So you guys are going to be hearing more about these episodes as I watch them. I'm not going to give away too much about this first episode. You just really have to watch this. Watch it. Let me know what you think.
I will.
The subtitles, I hope that a lot of you don't feel put off by that, because it's really worth it.
Well, where can you watch this?
I'm watching it
Is it streaming anywhere?
I'm watching it via YouTube, and it's definitely not 1080p.
Okay.
And it's sad because you can tell that the sets are gorgeous. Like the ships inside, the interiors of the ships and the effects are really, really good, especially for 1966. Just really, really, really enjoyable. If people can get a higher quality than what is being offered on YouTube, please let me know. Report it to me immediately, because this is a feast for the eyes as well as for the soul. So this is that beautiful, episodic, classic science fiction that you guys know I love. And it's also just wonderful to look at. You have to watch it.
Yeah, with that 60s vibe. I'm looking at some stills. Never heard of this show, so thank you for that, Hungry Boy. Always love hearing new things, and I gotta try to find it.
Hungry Boy does it again.
Yeah,
he does. So for me, judging by this first episode, just I don't want to get ahead of myself, but just the tone and the way that it's done, and just the way that it looks. This series has launched itself into my top 10 science fiction series on television instantly. It was that enjoyable for me. So it's really good. It's got all that raw sex appeal of UFO. It looks wonderful, and it's sci-fi, and it's episodic, and it's classic, and it's just good stuff. It will warm your heart. It'll soothe your little nerd soul. It'll soothe your little geek soul. It's great. You gotta watch
from one episode, huh? Wow.
Yeah, you have to watch it, and you'll get it instantly. You'll be like, oh my gosh, like what's his name? I have difficulty with the names because of
the German.
Because of the German. It's Cliff, Commander Cliff Alistair McLean. They just call him McLean on the show. Oh my goodness, is he ever charismatic? And he's quite handsome. And so he does not like authority at all, and he will not do the wrong thing, no matter what authority tries to wield its power over him. I'm just going to say that. So that won me over. Really, really love him. I look forward to watching the rest of this.
That J-Man said he can't find a better copy out there, but I guess.
Oh, and of course you would offer that, J-Man. I love you. Thank you.
Thanks,
You're such
buddy.
a good friend. It's 480, isn't it? It's 480p, isn't it, J-Man? It's just terrible.
Well, at least you can watch it on YouTube. So
yeah. You know who else might know where we could get it? Would be Chris Persia. But
he might.
I'd love to get something above 480. I think it's 480. I hope it's not 380. Because sometimes,
well, normally TV shows back then, I mean, I'm not saying that we can get a better copy, but normally they were on film. So that's why Star Trek was so easy to go to 4K, because all they had to do was just scan it and put it out. And because film is much higher resolution than 4K. It's kind of a misnomer that TV shows weren't sharp back then. It was just that the medium television was just so low resolution. So but it was on film, and that's when you run into the problem where shows later on were done on videotape. For example, say Bosom Buddies, which is I like the show, but no great loss visually. But they could never do that on Blu-ray because it was filmed on VHS or video, not VHS, but video. So maybe there is a copy out there. I don't know. I'll do some research, or people in the chat could do some research.
Chris,
see if they've ever offered this. So. Yeah, Chris will let us know if they've ever offered it on
Papa's
Blu-ray.
saying it's 360. Okay, so may I please ask Mark to do me a favor? Mark,
Sure.
A lot of people have taken stills and they've taken them into Affinity and they've taken them into, Creative Suite, and they've fixed some of these photographs and some of these stills. And I just want to show people what I'm talking about when I say that it is very visually sexy, like it's very sci-fi. Would you please do me a favor and DuckDuckGo or Brave or Google, if you have to, the title, and we could just
we could show some photos.
Could you do that for me, please?
I was actually doing that as we were talking, just to get a feel for the
because you're the best
feel for the show. So let me go back to those images, and then forewarned, it is in black and white, peoples, so it's old school. Let me present now.
You could see the colors though, like in your mind. You could see the colors.
Okay.
Show the bridge. Oh my God! You have to show the bridge.
That's the bridge, right?
The bridge is.
That went to the Wikipedia article.
The bridge is so beautiful. You have to see the bridge, Mark.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I know Star Trek is super popular in Germany. I know science fiction in general. So I think this is the ship here.
And it was doing it around the same time. Maybe they went to somebody from Germany went to Paramount and saw them working on Star Trek in '64 when they were still working on it.
That's the shuttlecraft that you're hovering over. No, that's the ship. That's the shuttlecraft. So when you want to go down to a planet, that's what you take.
Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, nice. And I love that 60s vibe, right? That
it's pretty cool.
Retro modern. They did so well in the 60s.
Look at the spacesuits. Go to the far left. Yeah. Show that big. I love it. Beautiful.
And only 7 episodes, I guess, unfortunately.
Is it only 7? Oh.
That's what you said, isn't it?
I'm gonna cry. Yeah.
Is that
no, it's 7 in season 1, but I don't know if there's more than one season. Okay.
Does McLean say yippee-ki-yay?
There's the rifle.
Yes, that thing is cool. You should see that thing when they fire it.
Oh wow,
that looks scary. Yeah,
it is quite
scary.
Keep
that away from me, Doc.
and it's scary, like almost like a plasma cutter. Like it like. Wait until you see it. It's going to blow you away.
Exactly, Kal-El. It looks better than that lens flare garbage strangled nude worms. Yeah. But what doesn't? Only one season. Oh man.
Yeah, unfortunately, all the good stuff doesn't. It's for nerds, right, and geeks, and so it's not really popular with the general public because it becomes too cerebral or too sciencey, and people don't like it, right? You were saving this for me for 6 months, Hungry Boy. I've got to put that up on the marquee. I love you, honey. Thank you.
I forgot where I heard about this, and someone I just saw like some kind of documentary talking about difference. Look at that ship. That's nice.
Yeah.
I love that ship.
Yeah. That's the Orion.
Nice.
And Hungry Boy is right. Like in this first episode, the women, ooh,
Yeah, women indeed who love me some 60s ladies.
Yep.
So sure. I might do a cosplay from this. I might use a 3D printing, a local 3D printing company to do the weapon. And oh, that's a great picture. Show that one. Those are kids.
How do you put Rom Patrol? How would one say?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Rom Patrol. Let's just say Rom Patrol. Rom
no
Patrol.
I'm just gonna say Orion.
I was say Rom
Spaceship Orion is the direct translation.
Works for me.
So I will be letting you know about Spaceship Orion, and this is a very, very oh wow! It is such a nice place to
at least
go.
It had fans because some people made some models and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
Fans did that.
Yeah. And there's no hidden meanings or any weird stuff going on, or it's not weighed down with political crap or hegemony. No. Nobody's trying to control what you think. It's just this is such a wonderful place to go, and it is such an inspired place to be, especially in socio-historical context. When you think about how people must have felt about the future in 1966, you get that same hopeful, inspired feeling that you get from Gene Roddenberry products.
Yeah. Nice. I dig it.
Oh, here.
Can you dig it?
Did you want to take a crack at that, boss?
Rom Patrol. Rom Patrol. Yeah, Rom Patrol. Yeah. Orion. Rom Patrol Orion. How about that? Does that work for you, Hungry Boy? I'm not the best pronouncer out there, of course.
Yeah. Well, we deal with a lot of languages on this show.
Indeed, even mine, a little bit.
Well, I think one Star Trek book I counted, you and I went through 24 languages, and people were like, you should say it like this. And I was like, I said to the audience, listen, guys, we're on our 24th language. We're only halfway through the book. You want to settle down?
That's some nice fan art, I guess.
There. Patrol.
And Snail Messiah is saying
close enough. Thank you.
You can mention how the commanders disdain for authority is very post WW2, getting over the past, stealing Germany from what ailed them just 25 years earlier.
Yeah, and you do get that. You do get that sense. And he feels very Kirky because of that. He feels very Straker. To me, where it's like, okay, well, I understand their rules and I will follow the rules when they make sense. But when they don't when the rules don't make sense and they endanger lives or they're not the right thing to do, I'm not doing them, and I won't even apologize. Just get out of my way. And that's what he's like, and he's quite forceful. He doesn't mess around, and so yeah. Very much like Straker, very much like Kirk, very, very enjoyable. He definitely is not like Picard. He doesn't have to hold a meeting with 20 people to ask to go to the bathroom.
Not like Captain Conference.
Yeah, Captain Conference, who has to ask his entire staff if he can go pee-pee. That's not this gentleman. This gentleman, what's his name again? McLean. McLean. Yep.
He tells the aliens, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker."
Yeah. So, oh my goodness, and somebody has it in color.
Some color shots. Yeah,
I'm so jealous.
They went all out with those sets there.
I just would like to say that if anybody knows where I can get this in color, even if it's in German, I would like to have it. Just because this is a piece of science fiction history that I want to have.
A novelization.
I love the show.
It looks like a novelization.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I wish I spoke German. I don't.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Vulcan? Sorry.
He's on a roll. Just let him go.
Rolling.
Yeah.
Animal House.
Raquel doesn't know what movie that's from, right?
No, I don't.
It's Animal House. When John Belushi says, "Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?" They said, "Germans? Forget it. He's rolling."
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yes,
and how much clear plastic they use. Yes, everything feels very ethereal. Everything has an ethereal feel, and I love it. So anyway,
postage stamps.
So
had a fan following of some sort. Look,
yeah.
From only 7 episodes.
So
wow.
Is that the probe of Germany?
Like probe.
I'm just going to put the name in the chat. RAQUELT.
Rom Patrol Orion, folks. Rom Patrol Orion.
UILLE. I'm just going to pop that into the chat under Clubby's name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to come through on the boss's handle. That's from Raquel. If you want to watch, that's what you look up.
I will watch it. Hungry Boy does it again.
Yeah.
Well done. Matthew Pounder, what's up, bud?
Hey, Matthew Pounder. Yeah, this one was new to me too. And it was worth it to read through the subtitles. And I just love the German. I love everything about it. It's very international. I love it. And okay, so the next thing up, we're going to look at, just let me draw up the,
Space Patrol Orion. I dig it. That'll work for me, Chris Berger.
Yes.
Look, there was a Space Patrol, there was an American show called Space Patrol, I believe, as well.
Oh, really?
Show. Wasn't there an old show called Space Patrol from the 50s? A kiddie science fiction show?
I think so.
Yeah. Or was it?
There's a bunch of Space Patrols out there.
All right, buddy. Good to see you, J-Man.
Good
Thanks,
night, J-Man.
Have a good one, brother.
Be seeing you.
J-Man.
Be seeing you. Be seeing you. You are number J. Seeing you. While you're doing that, take the con. I must take medicine. And I'll be right back.
Boss. Okay, so the next one up, this was through aggregated data. So this is basically my Fire TV and all of my devices, the various ladies who occupy the various devices that I have in my home, aggregating data. And then the algorithm came up with this, the snow creature. The Snow Creature, and this is from Wikipedia. The Snow Creature is a 1954 American science fiction horror film produced and directed by W. Lee Wilder for Planet Play Films, Inc., written by Miles Wilder and starring Paul Langton. The plot. Oh my goodness, I'm only going to read part of this. This is quite a bit. In an undisclosed Himalayan country, presumably bordering India, Dr. Frank Parrish leads a scientific expedition intent on collecting botanical samples. He encounters difficulties when the wife of the expedition's chief guide is kidnapped. The guide, a Sherpa named Subra, seizes the expedition's guns and takes control of the team when he is unable to convince Parrish to pursue the Yeti and save his wife. Parrish, a man of science, is skeptical of the Yeti's existence, but is forced to participate in Subra's march. Along with his fellow Westerner, a photographer named Peter Wells, Parrish awaits his opportunity to overthrow the renegade Sherpa. However, as the team draws closer to the Yeti, evidence emerges that begins to change Parrish's opinion regarding the creature's existence. So, okay. So I really love Spaceship Orion. I'm going to go ahead and say that I would give the first episode a 9 out of 10. Snow Creature, 1954. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 2 out of 10. It was
2 out of 10.
bloody awful. Just absolutely terrible. Hysterical. It's like it's a comedy, but it's not supposed to be a comedy.
Man whose hands of fate bad.
Really bad, Mark. Really bad. And it's just strange and bad. The best thing for you to do is just to watch it. I suggest having a glass of wine and some chocolate, or maybe a beer and a bowl of popcorn, or iced tea, whatever your pleasure. And just sitting back and waiting to laugh incredulously. It's so asinine and bewildering that it is amusing. So very bad, 2 out of 10. And you all know how I love the classic sci-fi. So it's very difficult for me to give such a low grade. But do you see the poster? Do you see his face?
Yeah,
That's what he actually looks like in the movie.
And why does he abduct women but annihilate men? That's not very
well, the implication is that is happening. But of course, it's 1954, so we shan't speak of such things.
Yeah.
So it's terrible. Please watch it.
How bad is it?
Just for laughs. Mark, it's so bad.
It's so bad.
I mean, if you need cheering up, if you're looking for something to cheer you up, it's going to be Snow Creature. And Hungry Boy has seen Snow Creature. So Hungry Boy, if you would like to sound off, I would love to throw up some of your comments on the marquee. Oh, here we go. He's laughing hysterically, saying, sadly, I anticipated Raquel's score.
Oh, Lord.
Pop says, gives me King Kong vibes just from that poster. It wishes it could crawl, 50 miles in the Himalayan snow to drink a teaspoon of King Kong's bathwater. Absolutely horrendous.
Which he never would take a bath, but sure.
Look, he's wearing a rug, the Snow Creature, to keep himself warm.
Absolutely terrible, terrible, terrible. At the big middies, they're just so cute and funny. It's terrible. And yes, Pop is like Raquel says, laughing out loud, it's terrible, please watch it. Yes, I do want you to watch it, because I think we've gotten away from what an amazing pleasure science fiction is from the 1950s, the 1960s, the 1970s, and even the 1980s. We were having a really great time until they came along and ruined it for us. So even going back and watching something as wretched as this is just, it's so funny. Like, it's comedy. It's pure comedy. You have to watch it. I suggest not watching anything new at all and only watching classic science fiction. So yeah, that's it. So if without further ado, I will move on to the third installment. Now, I was instructed not to do any research on this. This is Quatermass and the Pit.
Oh my.
And I am just learning now that it has 6 episodes. I thought this was a film. Oh, Donnie Pearson.
Donnie Pearson. Hello there, my friend. Welcome, Donnie Pearson.
So because I was instructed not to do any research, because he wants, Hungry Boy wanted me to shut off my academic brain and just enjoy myself as a nerd. I did not know anything about this. And now I'm going to read from Wikipedia, and I'll be learning at the same time as you.
Good old Quatermass.
Quatermass and the Pit is a British television science fiction serial transmitted live by BBC Television. What? In December 1958 and January 1959. It was the third and last of the BBC's Quatermaster serials, although the chief character, Professor Bernard Quatermaster, or Bernard, appeared in a 1979 ITV production called Quatermass. Like its predecessors, Quatermass and the Pit was written by Nigel Neal. Or Nigel. The serial continues the loose chronology of Quatermaster's adventures. Workmen excavating a site at Knightsbridge, London, discover a strange skull and what at first appears to be an unexploded bomb. Quatermaster and his newly appointed military superior at the British Rocket Group, Colonel Breen, become involved in an investigation when it becomes apparent that the object is an alien spacecraft. The ship and its contents have a powerful and malignant influence over many of those who come in contact with it, including Quatermass. It becomes obvious to him that the aliens, probably from Mars, had been abducting pre-humans and modifying them to give them psychic abilities, much like their own, before returning them to Earth, a genetic legacy responsible for much of the war and racial strife in the world. The serial has been cited as having influenced Stephen King, John Carpenter, It featured in the 100 greatest British television programs compiled in 2000 by the British Film Institute, which described it as completely gripping. Okay, so that's all I'm going to read from this. I'm looking forward to reading or to watching the other 5. Quatermass and The Pit. This is incredible. It's one of the best things I've ever watched on TV. I absolutely love this. I love this to the degree that I would watch it over and over again, like over and over and over again. And there are very rare things that I do that with. But I could watch this 100 times and never get sick of it. You're in this story, and just the way, it's just so good. I don't want to wreck it for everyone, but it's just so much fun. First of all, it's very intelligent. It explores the idea of seeding. So it involves this sort of anthropological take and how we developed. And it gets into, human beings' preconceived notions. It ties into evolution. It does all sorts of wonderful cerebral things. I don't want to wreck it for everyone, and I'm stammering here because I know nothing about this. I'm just learning about it myself now. But the first installment, I always want to say Quartermaster, but Quatermass and The Pit, I definitely give a 10 out of 10 for television. It is just glorious. And I cannot wait to watch the other 5. I can't believe there are 5 more. I'm so excited.
I gotta watch this again. I've not watched this in ages, but it's great. I love Quatermass. I love that.
And where is this available? It's not on BritBox, it looks like.
I got a copy from where Hungry Boy and I usually go, which is archive.org.
Yep.
So
there was a Blu-ray. There's a Blu-ray that came out in 2018.
There's a Blu-ray?
Yeah,
wow.
There's a Blu-ray that came out, so it might be available on the Amazons.
Julian Glover's in it. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. It's been so long. It seemed like in the 80s.
Let me check Amazon here.
A friend of mine had this on VHS in the 80s.
Yep, there's a Blu-ray. Yep. Well, there's a movie too,
Nice.
so I don't know if this is the movie or the show here. So there's a Blu-ray.
Well, they movieized the show a lot.
Yeah,
like they used to do with old Doctor Who episodes. Even
they turned it into a movie,
kind of a
right?
precursor to Doctor Who in a lot of ways. It's very much like Doctor Who.
Well, it's
Shout Factory. Yep.
It's 10 out of 10. I would recommend just buying it. Don't even think about it. Just buy it. Like, this is something that you could watch over and over and over and over and over again. It's like Star Trek. It's like UFO. You could just watch it over and over and over again. This, for me, is right up there with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I know a lot of people can't stand. They think it's terrible, but that is a movie that I've watched hundreds of times because I like it. I like it because it ties in so many aspects of film that in all of the books that I love. So it's like all of my books make an appearance. So it's like a bunch of cameos from all of my favorite books. So I like it, but I like it for a different reason. Other people, the reason other people hate it is the reason I love it.
There are Blu-rays of Quatermass and Experiment, Quatermass 2, and Quatermass and the Pit. Great stuff, sis. Good to know. Thank you, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Always in the film, not the serial, says Hungry Boy, meaning the great Julian Glover.
Yeah, so I love seeing the chat explode with comments, and obviously you have all heard of this. I have not. I love it. It blew me away. It was so good. It felt like Ray Bradbury theater mixed with, I don't know. It definitely had those same vibes as Ray Bradbury theater, and I don't know what I would mix it with, but it's just so good. I could watch it over and over and over again. I could walk into my room right now, turn it back on the television, and just watch it again. I enjoyed it that much.
High praise. Yeah, no, looks interesting. Is it kind of somewhat Thing-ish in a way, in terms of that? John
I've
Carpenter.
never watched Thing.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you that it has elements of gothic horror to it. But this is a psychological, cerebral. It's a cerebral take on where we actually come from, and so it uses science to massage different ideas that we have, different preconceived notions we have about how life happened here on Earth. And it does have some seeding aspects. Like I said, it involves evolution. It involves all sorts of things. There's an anthropologist in it, an archaeologist working with an anthropologist in it. And it's great fun. This is actual science fiction. This is the good stuff. This is the warm, fuzzy stuff that you love. If you're a science fiction fan like I am, so for me, this is I just drink it in. It's fab.
Oops, dropped something. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yep. Well, great. I'm so glad you brought this up. Now I need to watch this again. Actually, the series.
Yeah.
I've never watched this yet. There's a lot getting out of my list tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have enough time to watch Deep Space Nine.
Oh, look at this.
There's an exhilarating, panicked unease to Quatermass that sets it apart from other sci-fi.
Yeah. Sean. Yeah. It's and I love Sean. I always love to claim Sean for the nerd side of the Venn diagram, and others like
Don't
to
let her
claim
do
him
it,
on
Sean.
the geek side.
Don't let her do it, Sean. We already picked you.
But I love Sean. Sean is a very articulate, very intelligent person. I love him so much. One of my favorite people on the internet. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I love this. This is what a great comment. An exhilarating, panicked unease. That is definitely how I would describe it. And
I don't know.
It's great.
I don't know, Sean. You don't like Highlander 2 like some other guy we know, do you?
That doesn't surprise me.
I don't know if he does. I'm asking him. I don't know if he knows.
Oh.
Or like some certain guy with a J for a first initial.
Boss man, Ezra, our good friend Ezra Goldstein is asking everyone, and Mark, Clobby, Chris, Persia, he's asking, is Quatermass a series on DVD?
I think so. Hungry Boy might know better to answer that than I, but because I'm not sure if they put the whole series out.
It is on DVD. I'm looking at it now.
Okay, found it. Okay.
So you've got to be careful, depending where you're located, what you purchase. So Amazon has it in the States for $8, just regular. It looks like regular DVD. Quatermass the Pit.
Is this the movie or is it the?
That's the serial. That's the series.
Serial. Okay.
And but they also do have the movie available too. And then there's a Blu-ray, but that looks like it's coming from England. It looks like it's coming from England.
Right. The movie's a chopped up serial.
Oh, it is, yeah. So I'm looking at this Quatermass in the Pit film. It's from Hammer Film. It's a sequel to Quatermass Experiment, Quatermass 2. It's based on the BBC television serial.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know really anything about these shows. They sound awesome, but just from skimming, it looks like the movie is another entity altogether, but I'm sure people in the chat would be able to tell us with much more knowledge.
The film is a remake.
No, the film is a remake. A remake, Clobby. I've seen it 3 times. He says, "Trust me." And Sean answered you. He said, I like Highlander too. I love the weirder stuff. Going through Paul Nashi and El Santo monster movies for the Halloween season right now.
Well, you still haven't seen the theatrical cut, have you?
Group, then.
Yeah, he hasn't seen the theatrical cut though. Yeah. Oh, what a pain that was. No, we won't rehash that again. I'm trying to recover from other stuff. Yeah.
The film is a full remake. Thank you. I was fuzzy on that, Hungry Boy, but I have seen. That means I've only seen the movie, not the show.
Okay, it's fabulous. It's everything, and you need to watch it. So yeah, Spaceship Orion, I give a 9 out of 10, and I'm only giving it a 9 out of 10 because I'm having difficulty watching it in in such low resolution. It's horrible. And I feel like I'm being robbed, especially when I see the beautiful photographs on the internet. Snow Creature, I give it a 2 out of 10. Absolute torture and hysterical. Please watch it.
Absolute torture.
Yeah, and please watch it.
The review by R.M. Briggs. Absolute torture. Yeah.
It is. It's true. And then Quatermass and The Pit. I'm just... You must watch this. This is a 10 out of 10. This is something that you probably watch 200 times and never grow tired of it if you're a true blue sci-fi fiction fan, especially if you're someone like me who loves sci-fi all the way back to its inception, all the way back to the beginning, that Mary Shelley's look at electricity and that beautiful Gothic horror element. And then, of course, that Edgar Allan Poe, if you love that stuff, it's just great. It's just beautiful.
Excellent. Nice stuff. Well done as always, number one. Love it. I love when you do this.
Oh, thank you,
This is a great segment. Everyone really enjoys it, too.
And then I have one more thing that I want to talk about.
Go for it.
And may I please ask for Mark's assistance? I hate sharing my screen. I mean, I know how, but the computer that I use to broadcast is quite a bit older than my laptop. So may I please ask Mark to open up the link that I sent to Clobby's Clubhouse on Twitter. Hey, Deadman Clan!
Deadman, what's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Good to see you there, bro.
Let's see. Let me check my Clubhouse here.
Yeah. I just want to...
am I looking at for the winners of the Saturn Awards?
Yeah. Let's... can we just pull up the Saturn Awards?
Sure, yeah.
The Saturn Awards was yesterday? No, day before yesterday. And of course, as you all know, the Saturn Awards started out as, let me just take this off. The Saturn Awards started off as just science fiction, and then they opened up to like fantasy and then thriller, and I don't know, the Saturn Awards are crazy now. But as soon as Mark brings it up.
Yep, let me bring that up.
They've been ruined like the Hugos have been ruined.
Yeah, they just keep expanding it until it has no definition. And if something is everything, then it's nothing. True. You know, there's nothing good. You know, there's no definition there, right?
I found this so if anyone wants to Google space art, look at that diorama. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
What have I done? Now Mark's going to start collecting Spaceship Orion. Enjoy it, Mark. Like, wait until you see some of these ships, Mark. Wait until you see some of these ships. Your little heart's going to go pitter patter.
I'm sure there's 3D prints of them out there too, which you'll have to check out. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I want the weapon. I want to.
Chucky, you got a Saturn Award. Okay. I read you on FM there, Hungry Boy. Brigadier, we are playing the game. Access. We could be playing the game of Rassilon at this very moment.
Okay,
Your tone
so
doesn't inspire much confidence, Doctor. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, boss. Okay, so I'm just gonna read through this quickly. I'm not gonna read all of the winners, but I thought that it would be fun if the boss and Mark wanted to discuss some of these winners. We don't have to do, film editing or production design or any of that stuff. Yeah. But there are some really crazy things that happen here, almost to the point where it's like unethical, where you're like, what were they thinking? Are they feeling okay? And you might even say to yourself, are they mental? And you might even use the F word. You might say, are they effing mental? So here we go. Special honors were given out during the night, with genre fiction veteran Catherine Lee Scott taking home a Life Career Award. Julie Plec, the mastermind behind the CW's The Vampire Diaries and the recently released Vampire Academy, was also given the Dan Curtis Legacy Award. Amber Midthunter was also recognized for her stunning breakout performance in the Predator prequel Prey. Jeff Johns earned this year's Producer Showcase Award for his years of work around DC projects, including Stargirl, Titans, Superman and Lois, and Doom Patrol, among others. This year marked the second time the Robert Forster Artist Award was given out, though instead of handing it to a single actor as before, the Academy gave it to the entire ensemble of Better Call Saul.
Yeah, that's science fiction.
Yeah, right.
That's a fantastic show, but that's nuts.
But it's not. Yeah. Disney came away with several awards, including honors for Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, and the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, what? Moon Knight and Boba Fett, they're garbage.
Yeah. So
Wowzers.
there are a couple of things that are a standout here that I think are actually outrageous. And I don't want to occupy too much of this show because I don't want to be a selfish jerk off. But there are some things here that I think you and Mark need to see.
Okay.
So they have a category now called Best Superhero Film. And because it's a Saturn Award, I think it's okay that we have a Best Superhero Film. I really like that the Superhero Awards have their own category. And I wanted everyone to know that Spider-Man No Way Home won.
Well, it's a decent movie. At least
no surprise,
that deserved it. So, yeah.
So for Best Science Fiction Film, Crimes of the Future, Dune, Free Guy, Godzilla and Kong, Jurassic World Dominion, and Nope were all nominated, and Nope won. I have not seen Nope.
Nope.
I haven't gotten a chance to watch that yet. I do have it, but haven't watched it.
Of these movies, I've only seen Godzilla versus Kong. So
I haven't seen any of them because everything new sucks.
You love Dune, though, don't you?
Oh, yes, yes. But Dune, I thought, I don't really consider Dune a science fiction film. I said when I reviewed it, well, sort of reviewed it, when I talked about it, I feel as though it is a visual representation of the novel.
But most people consider Dune.
I think it's fair enough to call it science fiction film, wouldn't you, though?
Yeah, but it's a visual representation of the book. It's not really like, it doesn't really get into the book. Do you know what I mean?
But I think it still falls.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But yes, okay. I did see Dune. You guys are right. But as far as that goes, I still think that people should only read Dune. And I know most people only read the abridged version and then sort of walk away going, why do people like Dune so much? That book's stupid. And it's because they read this thin little abridged version. Get the full Dune. It's like 1,000 pages. Read the whole Dune. It's much better than, I don't know. I think it's almost like Tolkien. It's going to be so difficult to render that perfectly on screen. And so I wouldn't say the book is represented in the Dune film, but I do think that the Dune film, this latest one, is one of the most beautiful art or visual representations of the book that I've ever seen. It's glorious.
So is Nope science fiction, though?
I don't know.
Yeah, Hungry Boy's got a good compilation.
Yeah, he said,
I want to post that on the screen.
He said it was 6 out of 10. Jordan Peele can go screw himself. I'll never watch anything by that scumbag. So it's at 60-hour limits, Club. Okay, fair. It's a fair cop, but he's scum, so I won't watch his stuff. But I hear.
Yeah, I don't like that guy.
Oh, he's a piece of garbage. He's a rotten human being.
I don't like that guy.
So continue.
Okay, so best fantasy film: Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
I heard that's really good.
And yeah, I have not seen that, but it's important to note that Ghostbusters Afterlife, Fantastic Beasts, it was also nominated. Cruella was nominated. Weird. Don't understand how that's a fantasy.
The
film.
Green Knight's supposed to be pretty good too, I've heard.
Only one of these I've seen is Ghostbusters. So.
Yeah, very strange that Cruella was nominated for Best Fantasy Film. Best Horror Film, The Black Phone. I don't understand why anyone would get a Saturn Award for horror.
Me either.
And I
or
did
action films for that matter.
Here we go. This is what I'm talking
action
about.
Films.
What? And they gave it to Top Gun Maverick.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't seen any of those, but I like action films just fine. Why are they in this thing though?
I don't
West
know.
Side Story is nominated for a Saturn Award.
Wait a minute. West Side Story is an action film?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
It's musical action.
It's
they
nuts.
shoot each other and stuff. What the hell?
The Saturn Awards have broadened their scope, I guess. Yep. I thought it wasn't originally just sci-fi and horror, basically the Saturn Award?
It was supposed to be sci-fi fantasy, so science fiction and fantasy, right? But now it's everything. And now I don't even understand what a Saturn Award is. Best thriller film was Nightmare Alley. Thriller, once again, why do I care? Saturn Awards are supposed to be for me.
I haven't seen The Northman, but people really like it. But how's that a thriller? It's more like an action.
Isn't The Northman about like Vikings?
Yeah.
But how's it a thriller?
I don't know. I think it's not. Like, I don't know what's happening to Hollywood and what's happening to our world, but it's like people, it's like they're on, I don't know, maybe they sniff glue. I don't know, but I don't understand. Like these awards are supposed to be for me. That these are mine. These are my awards. These are science fiction fantasy awards.
Oh my God.
And then we have Best Actor in a Film, a Saturn Award, Tom Cruise.
All right, forget about him for a second, if you would. That's ridiculous. Granted, Simu Lee is horrible garbage in Shang-Chi.
He was horrible in Shang-Chi.
He sucks. And how's he nominated? Whatever. Jesus Christ.
I know. And then
you know how much I can't say. I can't stand Tom Cruise.
Oh, I know.
It doesn't even bother me. He doesn't belong there either. It's Saturn Awards. But.
Yeah. So then we have this Best Actress.
Andy Masterson. Hey, buddy.
Hello, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
I don't even care about. And then we have the Best Supporting Actor in a Film. Once again, I don't care about it. It's not even science fiction. Best Supporting Actress in a Film. Once again, no one from science fiction.
Yes, Awkwafina, which was awesome in Shang-Chi.
Diana Rigg. She died. She's been dead. Last night in Soho. Is there another Diana Rigg?
I don't know.
My beloved Diana Rigg. She's no kidding. She died a couple of years back, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. By the power of the internet, we will find out. Or is that
I
Diana
know she
Rigg?
died a couple of years ago. It says Diana Rigg.
No, it says Diana Rigg, boss.
Right, but Riggs, was she Diana Riggs or Diana?
Diana Rigg was Emma Peel, and this says Diana Rigg here. Maybe there's another Diana Rigg, which is kind of weird that there would be. She was such a well-known, legendary actress. God bless her, loved her.
Yeah.
And
she's at Pot. Oh, yeah, that's her. Yeah, Potham.
She died 3 years ago.
Yeah, but maybe because of COVID. No, she's listed. It's listed as her credits. Yep.
Oh, well,
her last movie. Yep.
That she should have won just so Awkwafina. What? Awkwafina. Jesus H. Christ on a popsicle stick.
Did I watch Last Night in Soho? Oh, that was a crazy movie. I think I saw.
Oh my God. Awkwafina doesn't deserve to win anything ever.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I loved her in that movie.
So yeah, Best Film Direction went to Matt Reeves for The Batman. Best Film Writing went to Guillermo del Toro and Kim Morgan for Nightmare Alley.
Wait a minute, please, if you don't mind.
Certainly,
Matt Reeves for a 3-hour boring The Batman thing.
Hey, Maddie's dad and I both like that movie.
I don't hate it as much, but it's just too long and it's got too many things wrong with it. For God's sake, sorry, number one.
No, it's okay. It's just there's some more outrageous stuff coming at the bottom that's really going to freak you out.
Film writing.
Best Film Editing, we have Top Gun. Okay. Best Music in a Film, we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
What? Oh, Danny Elfman did an okay job, but good God. Okay.
Best Film Costume, The Batman.
I would say the Batman music should have won that one. Best music.
Eternals didn't win it.
The Batman music was phenomenal.
I would agree with you on that. Batman music should have won that one, but the Batman. I don't know. They're all those movies that I saw there have terrible costumes. So,
but the Batman outfit did work a lot better than I thought from the trailers and the pictures. So it grew on me. I know you don't like the movie, but I kind of dug the outfit by the end.
Best makeup went to Dune, which is good because most of these horrible movies are nothing but CGI now. Best Film Visual Special Effects went to Godzilla vs. Kong.
I can see that. Yeah.
I can kind of see that. I actually enjoyed the effects in that. I mean, they had a lot of good effects in the other ones, but I guess.
Best International Film was Rise, Roar, Revolt.
Oh, RRR. That's a very popular film. By the way, I told you that
Yeah.
Downton Abbey was a science fiction film. You didn't
What the
listen
heck
to
is
me.
that doing in there?
See,
Yeah.
this is
Remember
what
when I
I'm
told you?
talking about. Isn't this nuts?
What the
Like, why? Like,
independent
what is
film?
happening?
They think they're the Oscars.
Yeah, it's like that's what they're trying to do, but they're called the Saturn Awards, right?
Yes, idiots.
Best animated film went to Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. I don't even know what that is.
What are the other choices? Let's see. Nope, didn't see any of them.
Best science fiction television series, network cable. We had the nominees were The Flash, The Man Who Fell to Earth, Supergirl, Superman and Lois, Resident Alien, and Westworld.
Where's Stargirl on there? Come on. Hey.
I saw part of Resident Alien. I saw the first episode. Claude's a fan. He says it's a good show. I believe him because I thought the first one was interesting and never got a chance to watch the rest of it. Superman and Lois, as a Superman fan, I was kind of blah. Watched part of the first season. So
what happened to the Orville and the Expanse?
Yeah, they weren't even on there. Of course, I guess these awards maybe before those aired. May have been voting.
Yeah, but then they have that lady who died 2 years ago. So I don't know. It's very strange.
Pretty
anyway,
weird.
I think it's weird.
There's Stargirl.
Oh, there's Stargirl, but that's considered fantasy. So why is Superman science fiction and Stargirl
why is
fantasy?
Superman? Oh my God, why is Superman science fiction?
Isn't Doctor Who's
fantasy?
science fiction?
That's more science fiction than Superman is.
No,
right?
This is what I was saying about how these corporations are trying to conflate all the genres, and they're doing it because they want as many people to watch one show as possible.
Shit.
But it's part of the reason why all of our movies and shows suck is because now they have to be a romantic comedy, they have to be science fiction, they have to be science fantasy, they have to be action adventure, they have to be thriller, they have to be everything now.
How about best horrible television series and put a bunch of them under there?
Yeah, right.
Das
Wolfen.
Riverdale's a fantasy show?
I guess. What's Shining Vale? Never seen it.
I don't know it.
I don't know.
I don't watch anything new. You know that. Best
Chucky's
action
supposed to be
thriller
pretty
television
good.
Series. All right, let's see. Better Call Saul. I don't watch it, but I hear it's good. That's all fine and
That's
good.
an AAA
Where's
plus
Reacher?
show.
That should have been on there.
Yeah. Where is Reacher?
Yeah, that's a good show.
Not even nominated. Okay.
Oh, and Big Sky's got the two most gorgeous private detectives in television history, so I give that an A minus.
Weird.
Yeah, Riverdale
I watched
a fantasy.
Big Sky. Yep.
Yeah. And so where are we? Best actor in a network cable series. It went to Bob Odenkirk, Better Call Saul. No, I haven't even watched that. I don't think that's science fiction. Best actress, Better Call Saul. But once again, not science fiction.
Not science fiction.
Show.
Best supporting actor in a network, Better Call Saul. Not science fiction. Best supporting actress in a network cable series, The Walking Dead, Lauren Cohen. Best performance by a younger actor.
No Mikey Spock?
Yeah, where are the Star Trek
Where
nominations?
the STD didn't get nominated for anything?
Just wait.
What about Strangled New Worms? Okay.
Just wait.
Okay.
Oh, Breck Basinger won something good for Stargirl. She's great in that. Yep.
Yeah, and then a guest starring performance was Jennifer Tilly in Chucky. Okay, so Chucky won a Saturn.
Okay, that's better than not. I mean, at least it's closer kin than. Oh, it's just stupid though.
Now here's where you're all gonna feel sick in your stomach. So
streaming. They have streaming. They have best science fiction streaming. So maybe that's where Star Trek is hiding.
Oh God,
it gets bad.
It's so bad.
There we go. Well, go to the animated thing for a minute, would you?
Best animated series: Star Wars: The Bad Batch.
Crap.
I hear that's kind of good. I haven't watched it, but I heard that was good.
Invincible was the only one.
Now, best science fiction series, but they added streaming, and then look what shows up.
STD,
there you go.
Strangled New
the
Worms,
Orville's there.
Orville, Mandalorian. That's like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
For All Mankind.
But Mandalorian's better than the other ones.
R&B loves For All Mankind.
What? Strangled New Worms, of course. Screw that shite.
It's
the hell
crap.
With you. Oh my God! The next one's gonna make me throw up.
Yeah.
Granted, the other shows I don't give a crap about. WandaVision sucks, but it's better than Loki. Loki was horrible.
Russian Doll's interesting. That's got a sci-fi element to it. Wheel of Time, I hear, is a total disaster. And The Witcher, I didn't finish watching the second series of The Witcher.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't watch The Witcher.
And Das Wolfen likes Bad Batch too. Yeah, I've heard that's.
Some people like Bad Batch. It's fine. I mean, nothing against it. I'm just. But best horror.
Oh, Stranger Things. Yeah, I go with that. Yep.
Stranger Things. Is that
which everyone loves, and I don't anymore.
Creep
because
Show.
It started off being science fiction, science fantasy, and then it turned into like good versus evil and biblical and horror movie with you're fighting the devil.
Well, the last season was great, but Creep Show is a new. It's a new show. Is that old or is that a new Creep Show?
No, I think there's a new Creep Show out.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
Best action. Look who has appeared now. Reacher.
Wait. The Boys beats Cobra Kai. I call bullshit on that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Eagle Fang all over that.
Yeah, Cobra Kai's better than all these damn shows.
Yeah.
All of them. And I like Reacher.
Reacher's good. And
Umbrella
Peacemaker
Academy
was good too.
Peacemaker was kind of fun and funny and weird and silly.
Yeah, Peacemaker's good entertainment.
Boys, but Cobra Kai's better than all those.
And so then we'll go to Best Limited Event Series Streaming, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Holy crap!
Oh my God.
Screw! That's garbage.
Ms. Marvel's the best show on that list. Easy.
I saw all of these and I can't pick them. They're all
you didn't see Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel. That's what I'm saying. There are two I haven't seen. I don't know what Midnight Mass is. And I didn't watch Ms. Marvel, but I saw the other ones. And the Obi-Wan is almost as bad as Moon Knight. And Hawkeye sucks and Book of Boba Fett sucks. Screw that whole category.
I don't know what Midnight Mass is, but yeah.
And it's a Saturn. Best actor in a streaming series went to Oscar Isaac for Moon Knight.
He was good in that, but the show is a disaster.
At least Anson Mount didn't get it.
He can act. I mean,
at least Ewan didn't get it because he didn't deserve it either. And Anthony didn't deserve it. None of these guys deserved it. Tom Hiddleston at least tried because he's still a good actor, even though the show's garbaggio. Holy crap, man. Okay, best actress in streaming.
Wen won? Oh, come on. She already had that was a
I like her, but
she's a good actress, but Millie Bobby Brown should win that one, I would think. God.
Well, you see the next one. I've heard about this one. Next one.
Best performance.
No, for the ladies. Hayden Christensen, what?
Unbelievable.
What? Okay, what?
Robert Englund was good in Stranger Things. He was good.
Okay. You probably should have won it.
But it wasn't in much of the show, but he was really creepy good in that.
Best guest performance. Boy, they can make
I go with Robert
categories,
Englund on that
right?
one.
Hello there, Neuron and Axe Amanda. Very good to see you.
Hey, Neuron.
Let's see. Elliot Page, Umbrella Academy.
Okay,
I didn't finish watching that season
supporting
yet.
actor in a streaming series. Elliot who? Elliot Poo Poo for Umbrella Academy. Who cares? Here's one that gets me. Look at the supporting actress. Moses Ingram from Obi-Wan. One of the worst performances I've ever seen. Of course she wins. Wow. Oh my God, she was awful.
Daniel Brooks was much better. Give it for her for Peacemaker. Peacemaker.
Yeah, for Peacemaker, yeah, she was better. Danielle Brooks.
Yeah.
Whoever she was, I'm sure she was better. Catherine Hahn was better than her too. And
that character is written so poorly in Obi-Wan. It's just
Best for Special K.
She did survive the lightsaber. Yeah.
Best 4K special edition release film. What about Star Trek: The
Motion Picture?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's not. It wasn't even nominated.
Wasn't out yet. Hey, The Great Escape. At least that's
Fistful of Dollars. Come on, give it to that for 4K.
Yeah, Fistful of Dollars and The Great Escape are two great movies. I mean,
yeah.
Oh God, best
Invasion
performance
of the Body Snatchers. Oh,
by a younger actor in a series. That's the girl from.
She was good in that series. She at least was into the role, and you could tell she was excited to play it. So, there's a lot wrong with that series, but at least had some joy and love in that in some of those episodes versus the joyless affair that was Moon Knight. I mean, and Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
oh,
Moon Knight sucks.
Okay, you guys ready for me to read this to you now?
Please.
Let me read this to you.
Go, hey, Chuck Marble.
Hey, Chuck Marble.
Boss Wolfman's here. Fine.
Yeah. I wish I would have had him here earlier to help me with the pronunciation. Okay, the Saturn Awards organization is the official awards group of the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films. So it's supposed to be science fiction, science fantasy, science horror film.
Yes.
Horror, yeah.
The Academy was founded in 1972 and is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. The organization was founded in 1972 by Donald A. Reed, who earned 2 degrees at the University of Southern California. As a lifelong fan of genre entertainment, he became noted as one of the leading authorities on Count Dracula. That dedication and passion soon took shape as the Academy and the Saturn Awards. Dr. Reed was devoted to the genres right up to his passing in 2001. So, I'm not going to read the rest of it because it's very important to realize that the Saturn Awards are supposed to be science fiction, science fantasy, and science horror. They're not supposed to be any of this other crap. I don't know what Better Call Saul is, but I know it's not science fiction.
It's a spinoff of Breaking Bad. It's a spinoff of Breaking Bad, or a prequel, really. And it's not science. I mean, everyone loves it. It's fine.
But it's one of the greatest TV shows of all time, I would say. It's in my top 25, but not genre 25.
It's down below on the list. Yeah.
I mean, it's just maybe scary, but but there's no, certainly no, and then some comedy, but it's certainly not a Saturn. It's a Saturn Award. So, I mean, the only thing these guys should be doing is the superhero. I could see if you had like a superhero category, superhero film, that kind of stuff. But best science fiction film.
I'm sure they just had a wonderful time at their little ceremony, patting each other on the back for nothing.
Well, they probably do it too for it broadens the quote unquote appeal, and they get more advertising, they think, and more more press and more coverage.
I disagree.
I mean, that's what they think. I think, but that's what they think, and that's why they.
No, I think what they're really after is trying to capture the actors and actresses who are popular within the epoch. So if there is a generation where you have someone who is very, very popular, you want them to appear, you want them to materialize at the Saturn Awards, because what it does is it adds clout to your awards ceremony. And so, but that wasn't why the Saturn Awards were created. The Saturn Awards,
but that's I'm kind of agreeing with you. I think that's why they're doing it.
Yeah,
for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. They're totally doing it for the wrong reasons. What they're trying to do is they're trying to attract these big names so that people will go, oh, Saturn Awards are important. But they were never intended to be for anything except for science fiction, science fantasy, and science horror. And it's supposed to be for us. This is the ultimate geek and nerd award. Unless you're a geek or a nerd, you should not be nominated. And you should not be nominating all of these random shows that have absolutely nothing to do with science fiction, science fantasy, or science horror. These awards were supposed to be ours. And any excuses people make for it, it's just excuses. It's just BS. This is clout chasing on their behalf. And that's all it is. They're just clout chasing instead of just giving the nerds and the geeks what they want, which is our own awards. And if they give us our own awards back, maybe people will start making good stuff again. Like, instead of having Better Call Saul winning awards, The Expanse should have been winning awards all over the place. The Orville should have been winning awards all over the place. Why was The Orville and The Expanse put into a streaming category as though they were some type of afterthought? I think that's crap. It's crap. Reward good science fiction, reward good science fantasy, reward good science horror. And having action movies? That's stupid. Maverick, why would Maverick earn a Saturn Award? Are you kidding me?
PJ at Orville Nation says,
For money.
Our good buddy PJ at Orville Nation was streaming the Saturday Awards live. You know how positive he is, and well, he was practically cussing at the awards and the winner shows.
Yeah.
Good job. Well, I can't blame you, PJ, buddy. We like
cool.
our buddy PJ.
Yeah, I don't blame PJ. PJ is a friend of mine, and I love PJ, and I don't blame him at all. The awards and the categories are preposterous. Even if you're somebody who opens up your little heart to say, okay, well, let's expand the awards a little bit so that we can catch some normies and catch some famous actors. Maybe some famous actors will come to our award show and give us some clout. Even if that's what you think, there are some glaring oversights here and some really, really like ridiculous categories that shouldn't even exist. I mean, we had plenty of science fiction, science fantasy, and science horror to go around, and it appears that they went for television dramas and action movies instead. Dumb.
Hey there, PvP. Let's see here. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's what a waste. I mean, they're just trying to fill time and trying to fill makeup categories. I mean, they have more categories than the flipping Oscars, for Christ's sake. It's
ridiculous.
I agree. Chris Burgess does think it's time to release the Clabboni. Fair enough.
Crap. Do it, honey. Crap.
The Miles category. Mark, where's Seth? Hey, what's up there, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, he don't worry, the Miles category is coming this weekend.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, not so much.
So that's my segment. Thank you for indulging me. Oh, hello, Keely Chow.
Keely Chow, roll tide. Good to see you.
Yeah, and so that's the end of my segment. Those were the things that I noticed this week in science fiction. Yeah. And also I want to thank my partner in crime, Hungry Boy, and the failure of my aggregated data through the algorithm. And the horrible people at the Saturn Awards who have forgotten what science fiction, science fantasy, and science horror are. There was no science. Well, barely any science. Yeah. And ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, hysterically bad categories. The Saturns are for nerds and geeks. Normies need not apply.
We're not blinded by the science.
The Hugo Awards were ruined a while back, and even they didn't do this stuff, but they just ruined for different reasons, and now this is garbage. It's not even what it was once. Once was.
I wonder how long they've added all these categories. I mean, it's crazy. They add, those people were mentioning in the chat, they added a streaming category, because then you expand, how many people you can give awards to, right? So, streaming versus broadcast, who even knows the difference today, right? Or who would care? Right. So
that's a very good point.
So they just expand who they can invite to the show.
It's a nuance that is meaningless to anyone. Yeah, it's meaningless to the audience, and it's obvious that the Saturns are about the audience. The Saturns aren't. They're different than other awards. They're supposed to be the small potatoes for nerds and geeks awards. They're not supposed to be the big showboat awards. So I like that comment, Mark. That's a great comment.
Thank you. Because when you were growing up, loving science fiction and stuff, the mainstream award shows, the Oscars are never going to give an award to a science fiction movie for the most part. So that's why the Saturn Awards, you kind of look to that to get some recognition or some comic book stuff recognized, and so they're, but of course then they expanded so far out that everyone's getting an award for something. It looks like at some point. But there were some good movies this year, like Prey. That surprised me. I thought that was a pretty decent movie, the prequel to Predator. I didn't think it would be good, but that was pretty good. It was an enjoyable hour and a half to watch, I thought. It wasn't terrible. I mean, but what would we pick as the best science fiction show of the year to put us all on the spot, I guess, if something new that came out?
Well, I don't think the window was just this year, though, because it was very clear by the nominees that it wasn't just this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't even bother voting because I don't know if there was anything I liked.
Yeah, other than Dune. Well, yeah. Well, here's who won science fiction film. Well, nominated: Crimes of the Future. I haven't seen. Dune. Free Guy was the video game movie. Godzilla versus Kong. Jurassic World Dominion and Nope. So, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
For me, I think the Orville, although the third season was absolutely dreadful, I think that they should have received some recognition for season 1 and season 2. Just amazing. I think that The Expanse, it should have received some recognition. And I was happy to see Dune receive some recognition, and I'm very happy to see superhero movies as a part of this, science fantasy category. I'm happy to see superheroes with their own award. And I think beyond that, I think the Saturn should really start thinking about giving awards to authors. Short story authors, script authors, book authors, anything to do with science fiction, science fantasy, or science horror. And we really need to keep pushing that idea. Maybe the Stranger Things people did deserve an award. That's, science horror, but they turned it all religious. So, I don't know.
Hey, Tiger Stripes, welcome. Good to see you, dear.
And Tiger Stripe is mentioning The Peripheral, and I just started watching that, about a half hour, the first episode tonight. That's a new Amazon streaming show, I believe, and it's no spoilers here, but it's about a peripheral. I guess it's like put yourself in the game, so it's a super duper VR. The series is set in 2099, and some of the futuristic, the world looked like a cool version of 2099, where everything wasn't completely sterile. It looked lived in with some cool gadgets. So and it seems to be like a rip off of Ready Player One in some ways, but I haven't gotten far enough into it. They don't have all the fantastical elements in the VR. I just watched one of the VR scenes, but the premise is that there's a girl who's a gamer, and she's got to make money for her family to her mom's in need of medicine, so that's one of the caveats. So her brother's really good at the video games, but she's even better, so she takes over his avatar and goes into the games to earn extra money, I guess. So there's really rich people who go into the video games now and need help in video games. Like, I can only imagine, like, Dad Man will be your guide in Fortnite for only $100 an hour. Just kidding, Dad Man, but that's what they're doing. So
that's not really my impression of what's happening in this show. I think the show's going to go in a much different direction than you think, but I didn't like it. I didn't like The Peripheral. I'm gonna watch it.
Did you watch it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it through.
I only saw the first half hour, so that's probably why my
yeah, you got to keep watching. Let's just put it this way. I find it difficult to watch knowing that that little girl will have to, spoiler alert, plug your ears, will have to face off in real life against these guys. And I mean, these are special ops. These are special government forces. These are highly trained, high up, guys that are in this, secret service, and these are the heavies.
It bleeds into the real world. Then okay.
No, it does more than bleed in the real world. They actually come to get her, and the thing is that that, and you're. I haven't read the book, but that, like you can feel it coming, because of course this is they adapted the book, right?
They adapted the book, okay.
Yeah, and the script is not. It's not quite good. What's coming, and so this whole time you're thinking to yourself, "Oh my goodness, this wee little tiny girl, like I imagine this girl must be around 5 feet tall. She's maybe 5'2" max. And she's about, I don't know, maybe 120, maybe 125 pounds. She looks very tiny. And she looks even more tiny up against these sort of, who's the actor who plays Reacher again?
Alan Richardson or something?
Yeah. All the guys are like that in the show. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, when they come and get her, she's in deep trouble. And so I don't know. I'm not sure. Like if they allow her to keep these robot avatars and they allow the robots to do all the fighting, but there seems to be a Sarah Connor element to it where they will hunt her in the real world. And in that case, like, I'm just not sure how I feel about that, because I think I've had quite enough of the 110, 115 pound girl who's only 5 feet tall, beating up men who are like 6'5" and could bench press a car. Like, if you can bench press a Pinto, you chances are one punch in the face from a wee little tiny thing like that, who's like $110, $120 max, is ridiculous. I can't.
Well,
no.
she was
Hey there. And good night, JD Lewis. Sorry.
Take care, JD Lewis. Yeah. I was just gonna say, yeah, she was, if anyone remembers, Kick-Ass. She was Hit Girl in Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Who was like,
is that who it was?
Who was the which was kind of, it's a satire, and she's kicking ass and beating up guys, and she's kind of like a Robin to her dad in that movie, which is deconstruction, of course, of Mark Millar superheroes, but she was great in that movie, but she was kicking ass, and that is but it's a total fantasy, so that does drive me crazy. And all these shows where you got someone who's 100-pound female throwing guys across the room versus using their strength and their skills, intelligence and skills, and smart fighting, versus beating up muscle bound guys. It's like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know, but that seems to be the direction it's going in. We've been down this path before. Like I said, I've never read this book. I just haven't. No. It hasn't, I've read a lot of hard science fiction, so I haven't read this book, so I can't comment on the book. I'm not here to comment on the book. I'm just here to comment on what I saw on the screen. And anyway, we also saw Westworld, and then Westworld, right? So
I know. I was going to say to Tiger Stripes who's leaving. Yeah, Tiger Stripes. I don't know if anyone here's read that book. I haven't. I know of Gibson, but I haven't read it. So, but thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I wanted to catch that before she was.
Yeah. But it's also Westworld was also Crichton, and then we had Westworld, and then we have the original Westworld, which I enjoyed watching as a film. I didn't see the television series because I'm Canadian and I grew up in the 70s. And if people are honest, most people at that time had 2 channels in Canada, maybe 3, and one of them was definitely French. So I didn't have access to it. But it's the same people who developed the modern Westworld. And so they called themselves the creators of Westworld and the creators of the Peripheral. And of course, that's patently false. They didn't create anything. They're just adapting a book for the screen. So we'll see how it shapes up. I mean, the new Westworld isn't anything like the Crichton book, and it isn't anything like the original Westworld movie. So I don't know. I can't comment on the book. All I know is that we seem to be going in that very, very familiar direction of a wee little tiny girl facing off against men and being much better than all of the men. And I'm tired of that. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to read that. I'm good. No.
First season of Westworld was good, very good, and then the
first season was very good.
And then the last season, I'm like, who am I rooting for here? The bad robots or the good? Are there any good robots left? It was exactly. It was a mess. I haven't watched the current season, so But well, I do have this book to show if we want to go. We got a book, folks. I got a book.
Hey!
And now, don't be sad because unfortunately this book fell apart. I need to find a way to get it rebound. Is that a word or?
Yes. Take it to your local university. They'll fix it for you. You might have to pay a fee.
Oh, I don't mind paying, but
call your university. Call your university press.
Hey, by the way, Minimus, take melatonin like I told you to, jerkweed. Get some sleep.
Night, Minimus.
He just can't sleep. So go to sleep. Hey, wake up and go to sleep. Ranking in bad.
This. Sorry about the glare. Let's see if I adjust it one notch lower.
Not much you can do about that. There's really not a whole lot you can do about the glare.
Let's see.
All right, Chris Persia. Have a good night, my friend.
Good night, honey.
Being here.
Mwah, mwah,
Great
mwah.
Vindicator Inch. Appreciate you.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Hit the touch screen there. Oh, well, we're going to get a little glare, but that's okay. I'll just go like this. So this is the deluxe edition of the world's most beloved fantasy. And unfortunately, this book fell apart on me, but it's gorgeous. And I used to read this to my kids.
Wow. The Hobbit did it.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Just love the art here. Yep.
Great art.
So the whole binding became separate, unfortunately. But look how cool.
Is that Dave Winsel art?
Let's see. I'm not sure.
Good night, Max.
Good night, Max. Take it easy, buddy.
Look at that dragon there. Look at Smog.
Smog.
With the one arrow sticking in his chest, yep. But just this production design. And there was an article I'd put in the Clubhouse before.
It's based on the book. I mean, the cartoon. The Ralph Bakshi.
The cartoon, yeah. Yep. So, but this is
Canadian
Spider-Man.
Canadian Spider-Man.
And I'm gonna embiggen this. So I'll remind me to put it back after. Control 1. So, but yeah, I just love this. Because it's like it's like watching the movie again when you're reading this. So, and there's our hero, the Hobbit. We're there and back again. Illustrations from the film by Rankin and Jules Bass. Jules Bass just passed.
Yeah, Jules Bass just passed away. Yeah. Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass.
Yeah, so as a kid watching this came out in 1977. I mean, this just was opened up a whole new world. You know, you had Star Wars, but then you had the Hobbit, and this was just. I remember the kids at school were just went crazy about, especially the crew that was, Dungeons and Dragons, and that was just starting and getting to be popular, and it was just so well done and just such a great story. And of course, this artwork, copied the art from the maps, obviously, and just a great tale. And then you can get into it too with you've got the maps here, which you love about Tolkien. You've got the the Mirkwood here, and you can track the journey here, which is just so much fun too as a kid to see this. And here's
it's a great book there. Wow.
There's Gollum.
Canadian says he's rolling a D20 now, buddy Mark.
There we go. Hey, Canadian Spider-Man. So yeah, look how cool this is. So you got a character smoking in a book. Shouldn't be allowed, but unexpected party.
Everyone was smoking back then.
Yeah.
In a hole in the ground.
Stephen Ransom. Hey there. Welcome. Sorry, go ahead.
That's like I was going to say. Read the first paragraph. In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty, wet hole filled with the ends of worms and an oozy smell, nor yet a dry, bare, sandy hole with nothing in it to sit down on or to eat. It was a hobbit hole, and that means comfort. It had a perfectly round door like a porthole, painted green, with a shiny yellow brass knob in the exact middle. The door opened onto a tube-shaped hall like a tunnel, a very comfortable tunnel without smoke, and paneled walls and floors, tiled and carpeted, provided with polished chairs and lots of pegs for hats and coats. The Hobbit was fond of visitors. So I mean, just right away, Tolkien's just so great. Within 2 paragraphs, right? Boom, you're in a Hobbit hole. You got a great description, and you just want to keep reading more as a kid, and as an adult too. So it's and I would read this like a couple pages to my kids every night. This book, which is a lot of fun, and of course, then with the pictures, that made it even cooler to read. So I think that's one of the reasons this kind of unfortunately fell apart on me. But you've got all this great art. You've got Gandalf there, and
call your university press. They'll be able to fix that for you.
Yeah, because
they'll do it for a reasonable amount too.
Well, here is a nice picture here of all the dwarves coming to dinner. Guess who's coming to dinner? So that's just a magical tale, and Rankin and Bass just did such a great job of bringing this to life, and of course, some very cool songs in it too. We're not going to sing now, but here's one of the songs, Misty Mountains. They're talking about. So just this whole world that was created was just so amazing, and I'm sure everyone here in our chat has seen The Hobbit. You've seen The Hobbit, of course, Raquel, right?
Yeah, and I read it too.
Cartoon, and you read the book too.
I did not see the cartoon, but I definitely read the book.
No, the cartoon is just wonderful. Yep, and here's the trolls here. They get their just desserts. So yeah, let me just we can't obviously not going to flip through the whole book, but let me see if I can find a couple of cool panels.
Oh, nice. Really nice.
Anymore.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's a good panel there. Let's see.
Oh,
there's Gandalf. Yep.
Nice.
Yes, Chuck Marble, to answer your question, I really liked Werewolf by Night. The only thing on Disney Plus that made on there that I did like, just so to let you know, he was asking on there. But go ahead.
Yep.
Oh, poor Stephen Ransom. Spider. He's just dying because of the book being damaged. He feels so bad. Everyone loves the book so much. They feel so sad.
Yeah, I knew I was going to be in trouble, but the pages are in good shape. It's just the binding, the glue went. The glue went, so it's
well, it's a big book too, right? So
yeah, it's a paperback too. Unfortunately, not a hardcover.
And it was well loved, and you read it to your kids and stuff. So
yeah,
maybe you could get a hardback put on it this time.
I could see, yeah, but this is a very rare book. So if anyone wants to goggle it or look on eBay,
you want to fully restore it the way that it is, or the way that it was, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's. I was looking throughout the years to try to find. Yeah, I'll find
some books like that.
cheap copy, and there ain't no cheap copies unless someone finds one. But especially now, like this movie's 45 years old.
Oh wow! The Sean says 200 on eBay. That figures. That figures.
And I can see why, because it's just such a classic. I don't know how many copies were printed, or if it was just one,
you have to look into that.
Maybe it was just a few,
I just read the paperback when I was a kid.
Yeah. Men of Lake Town. And I remember just these, when you brings back all the memories of watching this movie. And it's for most people my age, I'm guessing this is their entree into, fantasy and Dungeons and Dragons type, and that was Tolkien, and especially The Hobbit, which just made everything so accessible, and it was one that that's just so cool. They're smart, and that you could watch as a kid too. It was wasn't rated R or something scary. There's Bilbo disappearing, but just the whole look of this book and then the movie is just it's simple but a great style, and it's just perfectly done, I think. course, the nice thing is you have the text of the Hobbit combined with all the photos. So, all right, we got to find some gold. That would be nice. Yep. There's smog biting the dust. And of course, the Hobbit films, it was just ridiculous what they did to those, extending the Hobbit into three movies. It was just crazy. But and of course it sets up the Lord of the Rings, perfectly too. I mean, it's just such a great primer for that stories. And here's Thief in the Night, the last chapter. So Bilbo, of course, having the whole story too of Bilbo having that adventure where he's just a hobbit and they're, that's not their nature to go off and travel and explore, which is part of the reason why you love that. He's your window into that world as an adventurer, when normally he wouldn't be an adventurer. He's a little person. Yeah, a little person who wouldn't necessarily do that. So this is an AAA plus all around. So I should go watch this movie again tonight. So it's hard to believe it's 45 years old now too. So here's the return journey. Yep, now Frodo's back. I mean, he's back, not Frodo. Bilbo is back and back home and smoking his pipe, enjoying the comforts of that hobbit hole that Tolkien so well described. So it's let me look at the back cover here. So the magic, the mystery, and marvels of Middle-earth come alive. Since J.R. Tolkien began telling the story of the Hobbit in 1933, its enraptured audience has found an unsurpassed masterpiece of action, fantasy, and gentle humor. By now, millions of people the world over have been wholly captivated by it, but never before, not even the author's own illustrations, have the quaint and endearing creatures, the glorious feats of magic, the suspense, adventure, and excitement of Middle-earth been so magnificently captured. If you're a newcomer to this treasured tale, you can find no finer introduction than this deluxe edition. More than 230 full-color illustrations accompany the complete original text. If you're an old visitor to Middle-earth, thrill again to the exploits of Bilbo Baggins, Elrond the Elf King, Gandalf Smaug, and all the others who roam the misty mountains and running river of that land of endless enchantment.
Aw, nice. Well, thank you for showing that.
Yeah. Great stuff, dude. Like it. That was a great presentation.
You have to get
Everyone
it.
Loved that. Yeah.
Yep.
You have to get that bit fixed one of these days.
And I'm away from the chat, so I can't see what the chat's saying. But thank you.
I think they'll enjoyed it. Everyone enjoyed it.
Thank you. Yep.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Great stuff, man. Love it.
That's a classic from my youth.
From your youth.
My youth.
I still have some. I have some old books that are beat up still.
Yeah, and I got to pass it on to the kids too, which was
great.
So
yeah, but I'm sure they loved it, huh? You should read it to them.
Yeah, I love reading that because who wants to read about the hungry caterpillar all the time, right? No offense, hungry caterpillar fans. But, I did read that all the time too. My daughter would call it the hungry caterpepper. Daddy, read the hungry caterpepper.
Yeah, Chuck Marble. I watched a handful of the Rings of Cringe, and I had to stop watching it because it was utterly ridiculous. I couldn't. It was really bad. The acting was so bad. It was unbearable, and the writing equally awful. Just absolutely terrible. Yeah, terrible.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's been so far what I've watched. It's been pretty bad. I haven't finished it. House of Dragons, on the other hand, has been pretty compelling TV and pretty interesting.
So
thank you, Kellel. Found See, Hear, and Read Along Rankin Bass the Hobbit. Oh, very cool. On YouTube, Read Along Storybook. Nice.
Yeah. Excellent. That's pretty cool stuff, though. Nice. And yes, I've heard those things about both of those shows. And so, by the way, Mark, did you finish watching The Power of the Dokta?
I did. I've been feeling great, and I've had the brought the vid back from my trip. Unfortunately, we had a great time, but so I was watching that to help me sleep, and I did get through it. Now, there's as terrible as Jodie is as a doctor, there were some fun member berry moments, and the last 3 episodes have really gotten away from any political garbage, so shall we say, and they've just focused on more or less straight storytelling, which hasn't really been that good. We're talking about,
in case you wonder, we're spoiling a little bit here, but it's garbage, so this shouldn't matter to you, but just in case.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the latest Doctor Who show.
So they bring back, some famous companions. They bring back Ace and I was gonna say Ramona, not Ramona. Tegan. And I mean, of course, that's one of the things about Doctor Who, where what happened to the companions. Of course, that was one of the
we always talk about
Sarah Jane. When Sarah Jane comes back in the revival. I was just a great show. I was dying. That was so good. And then K9 shows up again. That one almost made me cry. That whole episode. School Reunion is one of the greatest episodes they ever did. And God, seeing her in that episode, killer. And of course, you got Liz Sladen. She's truly so. We love her so much. God rest her soul. Man, that she was just taken too soon from us. But I loved her on that one and her own show, the Sarah Jane Adventures. It was a good show. She had a spin-off show with the kids. Yep.
Canadians, but Ace Rimmer was not in Doctor Who that I remember. Chris Berry, I don't believe he was ever in Doctor Who. Chris Berry on Doctor Who? I don't think so.
Pod Racing Palpatine and Chuck Marble.
Hey, Oliver Belamonte.
They're talking about the rings of cringe or the rings of cheese. And Chuck says, wow, insane that they'd throw away that king of money on such crap. As Zathras would say. Chuck, it's if I could give you an impression of it, as a writer and an editor myself, it really does look and feel like the new people are rewriting the Lord of the Rings in their own way. It's exactly what it feels like. It feels like they watched the Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson, and now they're rewriting it, but in their own words, and then veering off with their own ideas. And so it is utter and complete shite. And everything that's coming, exactly where they're going. There's nothing subtle. There's nothing good. It's like they're trying to rewrite history or trying to resculpt Peter Jackson's vision of the Lord of the Rings. So it's almost unbearable to watch. It's that bad.
Doesn't it improve for a modern audience like they always try to do?
No, it has not improved. And I love that you said that to make us all laugh, because you're the best, Mark D with a C.
Zachariah.
Hey, Zachariah.
Because I think that's what they did in the Wheel of Time. They said improve for a modern audience. It's like, well, maybe something was good.
No, it's terrible.
Suckage. Yeah, so. Now, the power of the Doctor, of course. Here's the thing that gets me about this. I'm sure everyone knows about what happened at the end, because people have really been talking, but with David Tennant, God bless him. He's so beloved that seeing anything in this morass of horrible, just ugly, hateful trash that they've heaped upon us, really since even Moffat was doing, but especially the Chibi and Jodie era, to see something like this, to see it all end in this fine way. Even I watched it because, just wanted to see, and we got to see all these. I think it's the equivalent of, let's say, like one of these terrible Star Trek shows. Oh, it's called Picard, right? And all these people, let's say they watch that stupid 3rd season of Picard, and they just love that TNG so much that they're just going to forgive it because they see all these people, even though it's going to suck. That's kind of similar to what we're dealing with here. So I can understand if anyone watches that lousy 3rd season of PR. Not me. I'll just be disgusted. But people see those characters that they love, like Worf and, what's it? A couple of the others, Crusher, and come back. I can see why it's tough for somebody to just not be nostalgic about it. The thing is, the way these people have conducted themselves, but anyway, I'm not judging anyone who does. It just looks like utter garbage, meaning PR in season 3. Now, Doctor Who, there's a promise of them trying to fix it. They're not going to fix it, by the way. RTD won't fix it. However, they are giving us a little bit more than what PR season 3 is giving to Star Trek fans, because we're getting we got to see some old doctors.
Yep.
Boy, do I mean old. You saw how but they did it in a fairly clever way.
That was classy
and
way to
2
do
older
it. Yeah.
companions. Seeing Ace and Tegan really got to me. I got to admit it, as a Doctor Who fan, it got to me. The scene with her and Seven, just man, because I'm such a fan of Dr. Seven and Ace. She's my favorite companion, right up there with Sarah. And even Tegan, who is kind of annoying sometimes, seeing her with getting to, talk to Five for a minute was pretty heart-wrenching. And seeing David Tennant, look, we all love David Tennant so much that we're going to get 3 stories with him as the Doctor again.
Yep.
That's almost the equivalent of, let's saying, somehow, some way, they found a way to give you 3 more stories with Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, say, for example. Even if they're older, a little bit older, but they're still like they were, say, like in the 90s or something, older. But if you were able to get that, like, just said, look, you can't have any more real Trek, but you can have at least that. And it won't be like PR either. It'll be something you can enjoy, probably. And it'll be set. And you take it. You just go, I take it. Well, that's kind of what we're talking about here with David Tennant. And I'm going to take unless they really get bad, I'm going to give those a shot. Those 3 stories we're getting. It's going to be a freaking year, by the way.
Yeah, it's a while, right?
Well, I don't understand why they ran The Power of the Doctor a month before the 59th anniversary date. I don't get that at all.
They should have done it on that day.
I don't understand it, but they didn't. And anyway, so that's what we're looking at. We're going to get 3 David Tennant stories. Then they're going to change it to the next guy. But if they don't erase the Timeless Children, I'm done. I'm still done. David Tennant, granted, is going to pull people in. They say that those ratings on that special, they've found a way to kind of gauge it. They said people didn't really tune in that much. And then for the last 5 minutes, the ratings just shot up because everyone knew David Tennant was going to be there.
It was a poorly held secret, yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I watched all of Flux again in a row. I put myself through some torture. And they really went away from as Padres and Palpatine saying they're trying to course correct. They really went away from all the garbage politics that they were throwing in there. And I think Flux was a disaster of a story. And the Sea Devil one was horrible, but it was basically just bad. We talk about, as much as we love Capaldi, the stories, especially the end stories were bad. But that's what I want to get back to as a geek and a nerd, just saying, I just
good or bad.
Yeah. Just arguing over, so, and they really went out of their way rewatching that last season to get rid of most of that stuff. Once in a while, I caught a few things, but, for the most part, it was just you were stuck with Jodie Whittaker as being an annoying version of the Doctor. With she's just not good for that role. I mean, in the beginning, I was open-minded to it. Like me, I know you, but I was just like, all right, well, let's see what they can do. And then I have a buddy who's a normie for Doctor Who, but his son loves Doctor Who, and he started watching with his son, and I'm like, he's like, Mark, he's like, is it me or these stories really bad? I'm like, no, Rob, these stories are really bad. He's like, yeah, my son's not really liking it either, and he loves Doctor Who, and it's just, there's something is really off here. So I can see where they're trying to do the course correction. So we'll see what where they go from here. But yeah, Jodie Eyre was just it's got to be one of the worst, if not the worst, especially what they did with the Timeless Children and retconning the whole history of. I mean, that'd be like, retconning Spock and saying, well, he's a Martian. He was born on Mars and you have a human parent and a Vulcan.
I mean, sort of like they did with all the shitty nude filth. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of similarities to what they've done to Doctor Who and the filth as far as what to do to Star Trek and Star Wars. So it's kind of a familiar pattern with all these idiots who take over, whether it's Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars, what have you. They have no respect for fans or anything that went before. Let's read some of these chats we have.
Sure, yeah.
Here. Chuck Marvel says, dang, Raquel, why is Hollywood continually destroying legendary and beloved franchises? I also heard it's a viewership and ratings failure. How much fail do they need before they stop doing it? What are you going to do?
The thing is that they can't resist the idea of having a multi-billion-dollar a franchise. That's what they're looking for. And it's a big risk to invest in new stories and new authors, and to launch that sort of cultural phenomena. And it's so difficult that they don't want to do it. What they do want to do is they want to keep rebooting the stuff that they've already bought. And they have these very clever script writers, or so they think, and these marketing people. And so they sit down and they say, okay, how can we engage? And we're not so much watching now as we're engaging with this material online, and we're promoting it ourselves. Imagine if we just didn't talk about any of this stuff. It would be almost like we went back to a time when we were all watching television and we just decided we weren't going to watch a show. And so I think they're just going to keep going back to it the more it generates money, and the fact that they've already paid for it. And I think the public is sick of it. I think the public wants some news stories, and they want news stories written by new people, not just the same three people trying to reboot everything that they already bought. It's very sad, isn't it? It's a very, very sad situation, because the public does not want this. But, you're not dealing with authors anymore. You're not dealing with creators, people who make things. What you're dealing with are people who try to innovate IPs for corporations. And it's very important that the public be cognizant that that's exactly what's happening. It's not that you've fallen out of love with the Lord of the Rings. It's not that you've fallen out of love with something, or you failed to connect with something that you love. That's not what's happening at all. It's that you loved it when it was written by a human being. It was written from their hand to your heart, written on your mind's eye. Those are the stories you cherish. And to recognize that you don't like that story once it's retold by a team of marketers and script people who work for a corporation doesn't mean you're broken. It means that the system of storytelling is broken. And that's it.
Yepper. Well, yepper indeed.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, just the way they take these IPs and just boom, bring them to the lowest common denominator and try to, this is going to be popular, instead of just trusting an author or the original work. It's just
Yes, yep. Stephen Ransom, it is, and it's growing. It's supposed to be the online advertising ecosystem is supposed to be worth over $700 billion by 2025. And when you're looking at companies like Amazon, you're looking at them making in excess of $62 billion just on advertising and sales and having you in their online stores and being here in the online atmosphere. And they're only making, I forget what the figure is it 2 or 3 billion on their streaming service? So if you look at where their hearts are, you have to remember it's not an author, it's a corporation. And they're going to follow the end of the line to that 62 billion combined from their online stores and their online ecosystem and their online advertising, compared to that measly 2 or 3 or maybe 4 billion from the streaming service. They really don't care. They'd rather have you here arguing and fighting and saying negative things and buying and because that's what they want. They want that 62 billion.
Let's see here. Pod Racing Palpatine says, I think the BBC have silently admitted that Jodie era was a mistake, and now are trying to course correct. They are, to an extent. Bringing in RTD is a testament to that, Pod Racing Palpatine. But if they're not willing to commit and go all the way, and he's not, to absolutely take the timeless children, and they prove in this episode, even if they're not willing to completely scrap it, and go back and say it didn't happen, then it's going to be a big no for me. I'll watch Tenet just for old time's sake to see him play the Doctor. Just like I watched this one to see all these old companions and old doctors. But then I'll be done. The new Doctor, whether he's good or not, won't matter if they're going to keep that filthy and disgusting timeless children shit, which is one of the most horrible things I've ever seen done to any fandom ever in history. It's that disgusting.
Doomcock doesn't like it either.
It's just... Yeah, of course he hated it. He was infuriated. Our good buddy Noel at the Tartazon, I think they brought him to tears that night. It is one of the most filthy, disgusting things I've ever seen in my life. What it did to Doctor Who canon, it's even worse than STD or the filth, because you could just say, screw it, that's the filth. I don't watch it. It doesn't count. It didn't take the old lore. It just acts like, I mean, it does pretend to be, but you can easily disconnect it in your mind. This crap, it tries to say that it goes back into the history of the show and trashes the shit out of it. It's the worst, most disgusting shit. Anyway, but I've said it a bit.
Yeah, and that Tetu, what's her name? Tetuine.
Yeah,
Tetuine. She's in one of the specials. As I was saying, the specials were
garbage.
They bring her in and they have, it's like, oh my god, you're actually going to mention this again? Wasn't it enough of a disaster? So it's I mean, the last Christmas special was barely watchable. I guess I'll give it that. The one with the dialects are in the going to the storage unit. But but then they've got to bring that stuff back in. It's like, oh god, help me.
Hello, I see you there, Pleasant. Hello, and I'm glad your test went well. I'm seeing you, and I'm glad your medical test went well. I'm glad you're doing better, my friend. All right, so let's see here. Kal-El says, it's a deliberate attempt to reel in the fans that they know they lost. Then they replace Tennant and pull the same crap with his replacement as they did with the last Doctor, in quotes. Yeah, it probably is, but Bring Back RTD was also, and I think he's kind of rude. Let me tell you something. I'm one of those few out there, folks. You probably don't all agree with me. I did love a lot of what RTD did when he brought it back in 2005 and for a number of years, but I also have a lot of criticisms as well. He did a lot of great stuff. He did a lot of stuff I totally disagree with, and I think he got kind of hacky toward the end. But then again, Moffat's was even worse, and even as bad as they both were, they're 10 million times better than Chibi. Chibi is a plague. Chibi, and it's almost a toss-up between him and Jar Jar Abrams and Alex Klutzman. Who's the worst, just vile franchise destroyer. I mean, they're worse than, you talk about Kathleen Kennedy. I know that's a name you don't like much around here, but they're worse than her. Jar Jar, I don't know. My hate has mostly been for Jar Jar Abrams, but man, Klutzman and Chibi, boy. So it's a toss-up almost.
Yeah, I mean, if the Timeless Children didn't exist, you could say, oh, these were some horrible stories we got for the last 3 years. But they retcon the whole origin of the Doctor. And so the Doctor's no longer a Time Lord, not to go into it that too much, but it'd be like you change Batman or Superman's origin or something.
It's just been done many times, unfortunately.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just depressing as a Doctor Who fan. It's like, you did what? And you created how many doctors? There were thousands of doctors now, and the Doctor's not a Time Lord anymore.
I've never seen a more horrible characterization. Grape. So it said grape. Put the G in front of there. Than of anything ever. Chuck says they reintroduced Tennant at the last minute. Then the actual 3 eps with him won't air for a flipping year. Yeah, it's like they actually trying to kill it. And all right, everyone, we're spoiling here. Usually when a Time Lord, the Doctor, regenerates, he regenerates with the same clothes. His body regenerates, the clothes don't. Why did Jodie's clothes change into David's clothes? That's a dead giveaway that he's inside the Matrix. No, not the Keanu Reeves movie. Doctor Who had something called the Matrix many years before that. He's inside the Gallifreyan Matrix or something in some kind of dream world, something. It's not real.
They just didn't want David Tennant to wear female clothes?
No. I'm setting you up now to know, unless they find some other silly reason that her quote-unquote clothes can change to fit a Doctor. No. I mean, if they do that, that'd be really stupid, but I wouldn't put it past them. It looks to me, I think this is more along the lines of where, because remember, Ncuti Gatwa is the next Doctor. Okay, after Tennant, this is a band-aid, putting these 3 episodes with Tennant in there, right? With RTD to pull at our heartstrings. Everyone loves David Tennant. He's the second most beloved Doctor outside of Tom Baker. Everyone loves him. We all love him, and he still looks good. We're going to get Donna Noble back. They want to do these stories, and then we're going to find out it's some kind of trick, some kind of mind screw. It's going to be something inside some kind of fantasy world thing, because his clothes changed with the regeneration. That doesn't happen with Time Lords. So they're going to do that, and then something will happen, and we'll probably either see Jodie back for a split second to regenerate into Ncuti Gatwa, the next Doctor, and that's my. Mark my words. No, don't mark them, because maybe they'll heard that. Maybe they won't do that. But that's what it feels like. Just saying. Just in a year, we'll know.
Are you on the Start tab right now?
Yes.
You should know that Chuck immediately responded to you. He said, "Ooh, good catch, Clobby. Perhaps RT will write that the entire Jodie era was a bad trip in the Matrix."
Hey.
So Chuck sure loved your catch there.
That's you just put a good positive spin on it that I wasn't expecting, Chuck. I was thinking it was going to be a bad thing. Take it easy, Sean. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here.
Oh, Sean, you're leaving. Good night. Thank you so much for everything. Great conversation. Love you. And look, Eric K says, sorry I've not been too active tonight. Massive headache. Honey, I love you. I'm sorry you have a headache.
Yeah, sorry, Eric. Feel better, buddy. And take it easy, Sean. And hey there, Comic Relief Crusader. So, yeah, Chuck, I was just thinking they were going to use it to find an excuse to not have, just to I don't know, just to show it, to say that he really wasn't the Doctor. But if they somehow do that as an excuse to erase the Timeless Children, thank you, RTD. All will be forgiven for me. I mean, boy, howdy. I hope so, man. Stephen Ransom says, they will double down on Timeless Child. The next Doctor will solidify it. His color is a clue. I don't know. Well, that is sort of a clue. I know what you're saying. Not because we're not bringing race into this, but I know that could be a clue. Actually, believe it. He's not even really specifically talking at a particular race thing. He's saying because of that, it could be a clue because of what happened in the Timeless Children. Children, whatever. Was it children or child? I always forget.
Timeless Children.
Yes,
unfortunately, I'd rather not remember it, but yeah.
So, Shooter says it isn't a live stream until Zachary says Babylon 5 is the best. That's for sure.
That's why I started. It's like coming home.
Yeah, we love it. Hungry Boy is a lecherous person because he says, if Perry is in it, I might watch it, Club. Yeah, well, look, Perry should have been in this last one, but she's, Perry went to another planet. But what they did to her was weird. JNT, I don't know. Shooter says, I love Capaldi as a Doctor. Too bad his stories sucked. I'm 100% in agreement with that. Great actor. His stories were absolutely terrible. Yeah. It was really a shame. Such a waste of a great actor. And Donnie says, honestly, the ending is what I love best about Jodie's final episode. The Jodie era was so for me, though. But hey, who am I to judge? You're a fan. You get to judge all you want from me, buddy. I hated her whole era and thought she was disgusting and garbagey. But, if you didn't see it the same way, that's cool, too. Pleasant Valley Tennant was back at the end. Yes, David Tennant was back at the end of the new Power of the Doctor show that aired all over the world this past Sunday. And at the end, what's-her-face, Dr. Karen regenerated into David Tennant. That is correct. So.
And David Tennant is going, what?
What? I like it when he did.
I remember this. I remember these teeth.
He goes, I know these teeth. Remember when Eccleston first regenerated into David Tennant. The first thing he started running his tongue over new teeth. That's weird. I guess, and then so that was a harken back to that. I know these teeth.
Yeah.
Regeneration's a lottery for a Time Lord. And so, anyway, sorry everyone for the Doctor Who talk, but we hadn't done it in a while. And I know our buddy Ezra has been asking a lot about Doctor Who lately, and others have too. So,
Chuck sure liked it.
Indeedishness, yes. Well, we got to do a little Doctor Whoing when we can.
You have to who.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Toss Wolfman. At least they didn't ruin Ace. Let me tell you something. Because they've already ruined the Doctor, I was terrified they would ruin my favorite companion, Ace. I thought that, I loved, I got to meet her back in 1992. Met her again later, many years later, but I got to meet her, Sophie Allred, who I loved then, in 1992. And she was just a doll. She's my favorite of the companions, even though Sarah Jane's right there with her. And met her, like I said, a couple of times. She's the best. I love her. And because of some things that I've been seeing, like, behind the scenes or things been saying, I was thinking they might ruin her, if you know what I mean, with that W word that we don't like around here. And same with Tegan, but even though I don't care as much for Tegan, she's all right. And Ace was Ace.
She had her jacket.
Now, did you saw that conversation at the end with her in 7? When she says, "I'm sorry for what I said to you." She's the only one. She called him. She's the one on her show. For those who don't remember, she called the doctor Professor all the time. She's the only one that ever called him that, and she did it to aggravate him because he's the doctor, not Professor. And the first time when he says, "I'm not a professor, I'm the doctor," and so she used to always call him Professor to aggravate him. She's the only one that did it. That's what love Ace. And she got tired of the Seventh Doctor. One of his trademarks, Professor McCoy, was this. They built in this mystery to his character. Like, he always knows what's going on. Who are you really? They read a mystique about it. And then when the show was canceled because
they were the last two, right?
They were the last two.
She was, yeah.
And then they went right into the BBC or the Virgin Books did these books that were considered by the BBC at the time canon for the show. And before they did a big finish with them, one of the books, when they finally wrote Ace out of the books, she did have a falling out with him. So this is not chronicled episode. And yet in this episode, because we just don't, they just walked off all happy at the end of the last one, which was called Survival in 1989, the last episode of the original 26-year run. And so when they two got together in that episode, she apologized for, something that was never chronicled. That they just basically referred. Someone said it was a big finish. I don't think they did that in a big finish. You can correct me on that, but they did do it. Which of those are audio dramas? But they did do it in one of the books where she left him. And remember, he started running around with Bernice Summerfield. She was a very popular character in the books. But see, because between 1989 and 2005, we had nothing other than the Fox pilot. We had nothing but books for Doctor Who. If you wanted Doctor Who stories, you had to read the version and later BBC books, which I did. A lot of them were really good, not all of them. And it was mostly Seventh Doctor until Eighth Doctor took over later. So there were a lot of good Seventh Doctor books. And with Ace until she left, so that was kind of interesting that they put a reference that wasn't really even an episode, but it just, again, that touched my heartstrings because
they had Paul McGann on the show too.
Paul McGann was on it for a minute.
Which surprised me too. It's
good to see him. He can play the Doctor now.
He's considered canon, I guess, right now, or for a while he wasn't. He is now, right? Okay, yep.
Das Wolfen says, Marble says Ace was Ace. Yeah, Sarah Jane is my favorite companion. Ace is definitely top. Yeah, Sarah Jane Smith is probably the greatest of them all, really, to be honest with you. But I mean, I have a thing for Ace, or a soft spot for Ace. Cal says, the Doctor Who talk is always welcome, Clobby. I value your opinions. Thank you so much. And most of the show, well, I'm no Dan or Noel, but thank you. I'm clearly, I don't know if I'm an expert on subject. I've been a fan for 40 years. I'd like to think I can hang with anybody on Doctor Who, but that's probably hubris on my part. But I was enjoying today listening at Dan, the Space Book. For those who don't listen to that one, go to Type 40, the Space Book, I think is the name of this page. Dan Hadley, and of course our buddies, a lot of good friends over there. That's the best Doctor Who channel out there, along with Noel and the TARDIS Zone. And there are links in my description below for Noel as well. So Noel's a good buddy, and Probby is a good buddy over there. Problem being, so I do miss being able to talk Doctor Who because it's tough to be excited about it these days. When you've loved the show that much for 40 years and had it just, well, you all know because you all had a show stumped on, whether it's Doctor Who or Star Trek or whatever. So we're all in good company or bad company, right?
It's been a tough few years.
I'm happy. Yeah, and I'm happy for number one that's one thing she's been spared of. Because she's had enough problems with it under the Star Trek. That's bad enough.
Yeah, you were never a Whovian, so.
No, I watched it on PBS in the late 1970s. It was a black and white version of Doctor Who, and it just didn't stick with me. It didn't resonate with me like Star Trek did.
Yeah.
God, you're so lucky because it's nothing but pain. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm lucky. I love being a doctor. I'm kidding. I'm kidding because that's because you can say the same exact thing about Trek. You can say, well, I'm glad you're not a Star Trek fan because at least you didn't have it ruined for you. Yeah, but there's too much wonderful Star Trek to love. So,
Pod Racing Palpatine has to leave. He says, I have to say good day to you all.
All right, buddy.
Pod Racing Palpatine, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your wonderful conversation. Have a great day, sweetheart. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Have a good one, Pod Racing Palpatine. So, yeah, I guess I got hyped up to talk a little Doctor Who because I was watching Dan and those guys, and they're all very excited about what's going on. It's the first time in a while people have been excited, but you got to wait a freaking year.
And how
3 David Tennant episodes.
Chuck is not a fan of whatever you're waiting a year for. Chuck Marble was like, why? Why?
Where? What do you say?
Oh, he put that in the chat. He's like, why?
I don't see it.
What would you rate?
It was a while back he said it. I read the whole chat. That's the problem. Hold on.
What would you, Clobby? What would you rate that episode? I'd give it like a 6
Power
or
of the
7.
Doctor?
6 or 7.
It's about a 4, and only gets that for the Ace and Tegan stuff and the doctors. Every time they're not. And by the way, I kind of like Sasha as the master. That guy's he's really good.
He's good.
Even though he's kind of close to being doing sort of a David, like a John Sim type thing. He's also kind of there's a little Anthony Alien, that guy kind of. So he's good. Every time Jodie and Yaz are not there, it's pretty decent for an episode. Yeah. Every time they're there, it just dies a billion deaths.
Dies a billion deaths. You didn't feel for Yaz when she had to say goodbye to Jodie? Come on.
Here it is.
Yeah. Oh, so they introduced Tennant at the last minute. Then the actual 3 eps with him won't. Yeah, for a flipping year. I read that earlier. Yeah. It's like they're actually trying to kill it. Yeah, but yeah, I mean a year, dude. So
yeah, you'd think they would have that ready to go and build on the momentum. It's called marketing, people.
I don't understand that. Why would you show this one this past Sunday rather than waiting 1 month from now, which on the 23rd, of course, will be the 59th anniversary, 1 year before the 60th. They don't ever do anything for that day except in 2013 on the 50th. Yeah, that was true. Yeah, I think Comic Relief Crusader says, what is making volcanoes in 2 time periods supposed to do? That was so stupid. The Master was igniting volcanoes all over the planet to destroy the planet. And
it was back in the 1600s and back in the
he was in 1916.
He would have playing the Rasputin song was hysterical, though. That was funny.
Right.
They're singing the Rasputin song. I mean, it was ridiculous, but it was a fun scene, and he looked good as Rasputin.
I liked him. That may have been like a callback to Tom Baker. Tom Baker played Rasputin in the old days, in an old thing. But yeah, we didn't get to see Tom Baker. Did not come back. That's the one thing. But he's 97, I guess, or whatever. So I mean,
we did get him in that last one of the last specials, right? When he was in the library, the 50th, right? Yeah,
curator. I'd love to get that.
Maybe one day. Yeah, with the voice.
Look, in 2013, folks, when this show was at its zenith, the comeback show under Matt Smith, and we had the 50th anniversary and the day of the Doctor. That was when those were the salad days of Doctor Who's return. Anyway, yeah. I mean, from about 2005 to 2013ish, the excitement for that show worldwide was just phenomenal. It was all over the place. People loved it. They loved. Oh, he's 88. Thank you, Ezra. Sorry, I gave him too much age. With David Tennant and then even Matt Smith, the show was huge and just beloved. You get that anniversary
everywhere.
And they aired. It was the 50th anniversary, and they aired. Because it was like 2:30 in the afternoon, and they decided to air it at 2:30 in the afternoon in the UK so that the whole world could watch it at the same time for once. It's the only time they ever did that. Where because right now they air like some of like 6 in the afternoon in the AM. In the PM over there now, and then so that means we get episodes very late here. But anyway, but they did it simulcasted across the world. Remember that it was live. And you were right in front of that. Everybody was in front of the TV with no commercials and everything. They signed it. And I remember I sat here with my son and we watched it because he's not like the Doctor Who fan I am, but he was a fan. He did love it, making him watching it. And I loved The Day of the Doctor. It's a wonderful show. It was a great episode. I loved. A lot of people, some had problems with it, but I thought it was wonderful. Then you get this scene, that voice, man, that voice, because I've forgotten. I don't know about you. We'd read stuff about that. Hey, Tom Baker's going to be in this thing, and then we hadn't seen him. I just totally forgot
like,
Tom
what's
Baker.
Happening? Yeah,
I wasn't thinking about that. I forgot. I just said the show was almost over. It was really wonderful. I was just on the, I was above over the moon how much I loved it. Sitting there happy. We're all smiles. And I forgot about Tom Baker, right? Well, then, Matt Smith is looking at the painting, Gallifrey Falls, and they're in the museum, and he says something about, I could be a curator. I could be the curator of this place. In fact, I could be the great curator. And you hear this voice coming from behind him. I really think you might. And that, my son and I just looked at each other. Holy shit. I mean, we stood up. Like, oh my God. I mean, I went pale. I mean, I can't believe it. We were like ridiculous. We were going nuts. And then, it's Tom Baker, the greatest doctor of them all. And he has the conversation with him there. And when he says, basically, remember he said something that said about this new episode. He said something about, someday you might revisit some of your old faces, just some of the old favorites, which what happened in this one goes back to an old face at the end of this Power of the Dogs. So Gallifrey Falls no more. That Tom Baker voice. It's just, pop culture. That scene gives me chills just thinking about it. It never gets old. Tom Baker was so terrific. And when he tells him, who knows? And he touched it, who knows, and then it ends when he walks out there and he's talking, he's doing a monologue with the camera, meaning Matt Smith, and we see all the old doctors, and it ends. That show can never feel that good again, but it was just the best. I just want to watch that one right now.
Well, Tom Baker was just, I didn't know there were other doctors when I started watching Doctor Who. I thought it was just Tom Baker. Like, well, wait a minute. He's going to regenerate? What's going on? You see here, Mark, there's doctors been regenerating. What do you mean, Rob, the doctor's been regenerating? It's just Tom Baker, right?
That's what everybody thought. Well, people in the States, people didn't understand this.
We're mad. We're so mad when I heard that.
In around 81 or so, to when it was announced, in 80, 81, when, whatever it was, something like that, when it was announced he was leaving, people in the States have become rabid Doctor Who fans in a very short time because the Tom Baker episodes were just destroying it. I mean, they were having big Doctor Who cons and everything. We got the episode, even though we heard he changed, we didn't get the Davison ones in the States for like a year later or something. It was a good while after.
How long was he? Was he 7 years as the Doctor?
7 years.
7 years, right,
we only knew from some magazines and stuff that there were 3 doctors before him. We didn't know he was the first. He was the 4th Doctor to everybody else. He was our first. And there were people that would not tolerate it. They were like, I'm not watching the show anymore. They said, this blonde guy, who's that? That's not Tom Baker. I ain't watching. To this
Where's
day,
the scarf?
20 years later, I would still run into people sometimes, and if the Doctor Who conversation would come up, they'd go, oh yeah, I used to watch that with my dad. He got so pissed off when Tom Baker left, he wouldn't watch it anymore. He said, I'll never watch anybody else. And people say, Doctor Who, the guy with the scarf and the curly, I used to watch that with my kid. Yeah, as soon as he left, there were people like that in the States, and that wasn't the way it was over there because it was an institution and the Doctor changed. My favorite thing about the show is that he does change every time. Yes, Tom's my favorite, but I love Peter Davison. Each Doctor back then contrasted the one that he took over from. And I love that about it. They're all great actors. I know they're evil, horrible white males, but sorry, I made the mistake of loving them anyway. They were great, man. That was just too bad. But there were a lot of, I knew there were women, by the way. I saw that they were interviewing women at these conventions to say, Peter Davison was on a show called All Creatures Great and Small before he was on Doctor Who. And women used to really love him. And we're about to get out here in a second, everybody. And they were complaining that he was taking over for Tom Baker. They didn't like it.
Oh yeah.
Everyone, we're gonna get out of here because we got to cut it short. I'm afraid
we got to regenerate.
You
don't have to cut it short on my account.
Oh yeah, it's almost.
It's a school. Anyway. It's a school night for Andrew. Andrew has to work very early in the morning, so. But I have to leave at the 3-hour mark.
We're not doing anything here. So,
Yeah, but everyone's having so much fun talking about Doctor
I'm supposed
Who.
to get some rest too. Doctor's orders. Yeah.
You got to get some rest. So.
Oh, you have to. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Everybody's sick here tonight too. So.
Aw.
Anyway.
I feel bad.
No,
we had a great time tonight. Yeah.
Okay, this chair's killing me tonight. I mean, the chair's killing me tonight. And of course, I ate too much at the Texas Riverdale Steakhouse. So let's get us moving on here. Everyone, I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. We weren't doing anything particular. We already handled all of our business anyway. We're just talking about Doctor Who there.
And everyone's having such a great time. Like, everyone loves Doctor Who. We should do a Doctor Who show for you guys.
We did just now.
I don't watch Doctor Who, but you should do a full show.
We did one. We did it. We did one just now.
Hey,
Doctor Who. Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
Doctor Who.
I love that. What you got there? Oh, you man, dude, man.
God damn you, Mark.
Damn you. Damn. God. Yeah, you're right. And it's time.
Never that way.
God damn it, Mark. Jeez.
Oh, good night, Zakarat.
Good night, Zakarat. Thank you all, everybody. Like, tell you what, Mark's going to torture me with that because I only have one figure. I have a Pertwee figure. Thanks to the great retro blasting.
Look at that hair.
No, why do you have to show that little dumb thing? Show the real Tom Baker figure. That's fantasticness. I got to get that one day. Pyramids of Mars.
You, Ezra Goldstein. What a wonderful thing to say. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Ezra. Appreciate you there.
And Stephen Ransom. Thank you, sweetheart.
Smith. Love it.
Pop Culture Republic says, all teeth and curls.
Yep, we got that from the Five Doctors. Good quote from the Five Doctors there.
Oh, I thought he was making a joke about when you guys taught me about the meat and teeth era of comics.
No, he's talking about a reference from the Five Doctors where the third Doctor said that about this Doctor, in a sense. Oh, teeth and curls. Well, yes, maybe I have, but maybe I did, but I haven't yet. Well, love it, dude. I got to get that figure one of these years.
Yeah, it's a classic. I know take him out of the box, but maybe I'll materialize.
You need to take him out of the box. He needs to have a TARDIS too.
Yeah, I need a TARDIS.
Thank you, everybody, for being here with us tonight. The only show note has got Saturday Night Star Trek.
Yay!
Any words, by the way, any finishing words, number one?
Yes, I would love to thank every single person who materialized in the chat tonight for CLOBBY'S Clubhouse. What a wonderful conversation. Thank you, each and every one of you. I read all of your comments. I think you guys are just delightful. You guys are so smart and funny and engaging, and outstanding conversations tonight. Thank you for joining us. I want to thank all of our wrenches. Thank you for keeping this space a cool space where adults can have great conversation because of your hard work. I mean, you guys don't get paid to do it. You do it because you're just friends with us, and we love you for it. We appreciate you so much. I want to thank Mark, D with a C, who is just such a great friend to one and all. You are a marvelous human being. Please follow Mark on YouTube. He could use your support. Follow him on Twitter too. He's a cool cat with lots of cool things to say. And I want to thank my captain. I love you very much, Clubby. Thank you so much for creating this space and this channel for all of us. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't know one another. We all met because of you. You brought all of these people together with your amazing personality and your wealth of knowledge, being the grand poobah of all of geekdom. And we adore you. Just love, love, love you. And that's all I have to say. Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you. And love you. Appreciate you. Anything, Mark, going on? Obviously, just you got your geekery coming up. But
got the geekery coming up, and I've been doing a lot of shorts. Which are quick and easy, especially when you're not feeling good. But I've been showing a lot of my toys on via shorts, so I've been trying to do one or two a day, so I can check out more of the collections.
Shorts.
Yeah, you don't want to see me wearing. You don't want me wearing shorts.
You dare wear shorts. Mark has short.
Horror. But I do have my Ghostbusters Migos to do a review of, and I got the finally got the Fantastic Four full circle book, so thank you to Minimus. So that appeared. So we got to do a review of that. And I got this Devourer of Worlds, I guess, somewhere. I might eat my house. So damn you. So those are up and coming. But yeah, I appreciate everyone. It was a great time hanging out tonight. And thank you for making me blush again, Raquel. You're so nice with your comments.
No, I'm not being nice. Irish people are incapable of doing that sort of thing. I'm actually just being truthful. You are a very cool, wonderful, and kind and beautiful person. And you have so many geeky and nerdy interests, and you treat people so wonderfully. You're just wonderful to be around. And I think everyone should follow you, not only for your content, but for who you are as a man. We need to follow good people on the internet, not just scuzzy people because, it's like rubbernecking an accident. You're the opposite of that. And so everybody needs to give you some love. And it's true.
Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. But yeah, I always always appreciate everyone who subs and likes and watches. And this is a great hangout. I'm feeling kind of crummy. I don't know if my voice is holding up, but this has been a real highlight. It was a great week last week, but getting sick like that's no biggie, but it's just come on. Yeah, it's just everyone's pretty much everyone's gotten it, but it's not that bad, knock on wood. But it was a fun time tonight to be able to come hang out here, and then I'm gonna go put Doctor Who on again and fall asleep. Or maybe I'll put Andor on. Andor I hear is better.
Don't forget about Spaceship Orion and Snow Creature. And Quatermass.
I'm talking about going to sleep though. Those will keep me up though, because I want to watch those. Yeah.
Chuck Marble, I promise you we'll make that happen. Thank you for that suggestion and appreciate the kind words. All right, everybody. Well, let's see. Saturday night, of course, we'll have Saturday night Star Trek.
Riker's back. Awesome.
Yeah. And that'll be it. Good shout out to everyone. We'll get the shout outs done. We did shout outs at the beginning of the show. We will do them, of course, front and back on Saturday Night Star Trek, as is customary. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you there, Chuck. Appreciate you, of course, our great wrenches, Eric Gay, D. Bud Martin, and of course the great Chris Persia. Thank you all, everyone, for being here with us tonight. Please have a wonderful rest of your evening.
I just love clobbering time.